Very beautiful.
Hey, speaking of feuds, I think I'm in the middle of one. You're going to have to help me, maybe.
Really? Who are you in a feud with?
Levy is furious with me. He's canceling gigs with me.
That's furious.
Yeah, he canceled gigs, and big money gigs, too.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard that on the wrap-up show. Gary, where is that clip that Artie's referring to?
He called Teddy. He didn't even call me. Right now, he was booked for Pittsburgh, and then Detroit and Atlantic City. In Atlantic City and Detroit, he can't. For some reason, he's keeping Pittsburgh.
Must be good money.
That'll be awkward. But both, though, Detroit and Atlantic City, Detroit especially be big money.
I mean, I understand Bob's point. You do take special glee in ripping Bob Levy and hitting him where it hurts.
We have an odd relationship, me and Bob.
There's something going on there.
No, but from being on the road a lot, you know, you start to get that brother mentality where you get vicious with people. And there's this argument, this issue has been going on forever. And I'm being honest with him. I say, look, I don't think you have a good argument in this. The Dave Chappelle joke that he claimed Dave Chappelle on his show ripped off a joke that Bob wrote. And the joke is, I'm so horny, when I get home, I'm going to beat my dick like it owes me money. Okay? And so that showed up in a Chappelle show, an episode of the Chappelle show. Levy and me, a few days after it aired, had a gig together, and he goes, yeah, I'm furious with Chappelle. And I'm like, why? I don't know if he's ever met him, you know. I don't know. Why are you furious with him? He goes, well, he's going to hear from me. He stole one of my jokes on his show. And I go, what joke? And he goes, well, you know, the joke.
Beat your dick.
Yeah. And I said, Bob, listen, man, I don't know if you should fight this battle. And he's like, why? What are you talking about? I don't. Are you sure you wrote that joke? I said, that sounds like one of those public domain type. You know what I mean?
Sounds old.
And then he got, you know what I mean? It sounds like, you know, it was at the first ever Friars Club dinner they were using that. And he's like, no. And I saw he was very defensive about the fact that he wrote that joke. And then I said, well, listen, Bob, I hate to bust your bubble, but I've heard other people say that before me and you started working together, because me and Levy started working together about when I started here.
Right.
And he goes, well, they stole it from me. And I go, all right. So I could see he was passionate about it.
Yeah,
and
so
I kind of laid off. And then I heard Chappelle, and then Chappelle was going to be a guest on the show. And Levy said he's going to call in. I said, Bob, please don't do that. It's not. You're not going to look great doing that. It can't. Because he goes, no. So I went back and I saw the episode of the Chappelle show where Chappelle uses it. And it's said by this, like, puppet who's supposed to be playing like a bad, hacky comedian.
So it's not even like Chappelle's trying to use it in his act.
Chappelle didn't come out and in his stand-up monologue go, I'm so horny, I'm going to beat my dick like a...
Right.
You mean it was used as an example of a bad comedian?
In the writer's room, they're going, this character, this puppet has to say some of those bad old jokes that hacks use. And I've seen it before. Throw out some of those jokes.
Well, you pointed this out on the wrap-up show.
But listen, so it gets even further than that. So I begged Bob. I said, listen, this is not a battle you're going to win. You know what I mean? Just Chappelle's a big star now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So sure enough, he calls in. And I don't know if you guys remember this. Howard, you know, loving a good fight like he should, puts Levy on and gives Levy full, fair ground there, you know. And Bob explains the situation. And Chappelle goes, oh, so you must be a hack. And you know, which is like, and I'm sitting there like, you know, and I said to Bob, I can't defend you because I happen to agree with him. And so I stayed quiet, and I think he was a little mad I didn't defend him more. But I said, Chappelle's arguing my argument. I'm trying to be honest.
You told him not to do it.
I said, don't do it. And he sort of came off looking badly.
Okay.
Right? So then cut the, we don't talk about it anymore. And then we start roasting in here. And the first roast I was on, the Ronnie roast, you know, Bob's the host, and I re-brought it up, you know, with a couple of jokes. And the jokes got good laughs. They were, you know, they were funny. But he even, he wasn't in the roast spirit. He was mad at me for doing that.
Right.
He thinks, I've said countless times, Bob is an amazing comic. He kills. He's funnier than me. He's one of the best comedians I've ever seen on stage. But with that, it's just an issue I have with him. And even in the roast, he didn't get into it. He's like, in the roast, you hit
But maybe,
low
let me take Bob's side for a second.
He thinks it's going to cost him work. He thinks people are going to... And meanwhile, it doesn't.
Well, I don't even know about this. I mean, is he thinking that everybody's hanging on this and saying, yeah, he's just a hack and he...
I think Bob is probably thinking, why does Artie always have to bring this thing up? Why can't he just let it die?
So something on the wrap-up show came up yesterday where there was a similar situation, and I forget what it was, and I used this.
People get really I know some comedians that were arguing over this one particular joke, and it doesn't come to mind right now.
Oh, Joe Rogan and Carlos Mencia. Levy's with Chappelle.
Yeah, Levy's with Chappelle, and they were like it's sort of feasible that they have. It wasn't
that was Levy's and Chappelle.
Yeah, there was nothing there.
I don't want to get Bob in an uproar, but.
Right, but I don't think there was anything there. Sometimes people...
Chappelle used the joke in the context of
what's the joke?
Comedian telling a hacky old joke.
What's the joke?
The joke was, I'm going to beat my dick. I'm going to go home and beat my dick like it owes me money. Okay? That's the joke.
Right.
And, again, Bob claims he wrote the joke. I don't think so. I think the joke was written 100 years ago by somebody. But Bob claims he wrote it. And Chappelle used it not in his stand-up act, in the Chappelle show. And the context was some puppet was being an asswipe hack comedian and said the joke. So Levy sees it and thinks he stole from him because, he went to writers were at Caroline's when Levy was performing, and writers from Chappelle's show were there. And it led to this whole big thing. I brought it up in a roast, goofing on Levy, and that's how it escalated a little bit.
But the anger between comedians has been around for years. I remember a comedian being in years ago telling me, he left a voicemail on a guy's answering machine, if I see you, I'll kill you.
Yeah, look, you're taking somebody's livelihood. I mean, look at that. That's really heartbreaking if someone takes a full, 15-minute chunk. And the big thing is Dennis Leary supposedly stole from Bill Hicks. I think that's complete. I think the only similarity between the two is their attitude and that they smoke.
There was a joke about cigarettes.
Yeah, they're both very funny guys. They had similar attitudes on stage. I don't think Dennis Leary stole anything from Bill Hicks, and I'll say that until I'm off Rescue Me. No, but honestly, before Rescue Me, I had that attitude about it. I said it on the air. I didn't think he ever stole. And I didn't know Dennis before then. The other thing is the Carlos Mencia and...
Joe Rogan.
Not Rogan.
Or George Lopez.
No. Well, Carlos Mencia... Joe Rogan accused Carlos Mencia of stealing from 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄.
Oh, okay. And Levy. He also could have...
That to me, I haven't examined enough. That might be true, but Joe, I would trust his opinion. But he was passionate about the Leary-Hicks thing too.
And he was dead wrong.
I didn't see that at all.
No.
We played it on the air.
We only even examined the Bill Hicks, Dennis Leary thing because Joe Rogan's like, you got to listen to this. Wait till you hear it. It's unbelievable. And we played it. And we were sort of like, I don't know. I'm sort of not seeing that. When Joe sort of lost a tiny bit of credibility with me in that area because I think he's quick to jump, but I haven't examined the Carlos Mencia thing either.
And it's not seen as being flattering at all. It's like blatant theft, as you said, Artie, of somebody's livelihood, even though somebody may be a big fan of humor.
Yeah, if someone comes up to you and says, hey, listen, I was in Bum, Texas, and they were ornery, man, and I needed a laugh, and it worked in this context, and I said it to get off the stage and get paid. That's fine. It's almost like that's almost a little flattering. You needed a laugh, so I used it. If someone does it at, say Carnegie Hall, or where there's going to be a lot of press on television, or God forbid in a special, or just in New York or L.A. or Chicago in a big market where, you know, because you got to think, in big markets it's tough because that comedian could play there the next week and be in front of the same crowd and get shot.
Well, there's a famous story, and I never know if it's urban legend or not, but it's supposed to be Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall and another comedian sitting around one night, and one of the lesser comedians did a bit, you know, like a rap, and the other comedian, maybe the Eddie Murphy, again, I don't have the names right, but Eddie Murphy goes, well, I'm going on the Tonight Show tomorrow, and I'm telling that joke, and once I tell it on Tonight Show, it's mine.
Richard Pryor with the Chinese menu.
Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
But it is. I think Richard Pryor was involved in it, but he said, once I tell that on the Tonight Show, that's my joke. It doesn't matter where you told it. I own it because the whole world has seen it.
There's stories. Kinison had a story of Robin Williams. Robin Williams in the 70s would bail comedians out of jail, and it was really like, why did he do that with so many comics who had problems? And it was because he felt bad about stealing. That HBO special he did from the Metropolitan Opera House, supposedly he had to pay off 50 comics, including Gilbert, because he just did the shit and it was out there for everyone to see Robin Williams doing it, and he never told them.
There was another story to that where the comics, it got to the point where comics, if they just needed money, they'd walk up to Robin and be like, oh, you did my toothbrush bit. And he was stealing so many bits from so many different guys, he couldn't keep track of it. You'd just pay him right on the spot.
Well, why is it when a cover band does, you know, Springsteen, it's honoring him, and when a cover comedian does it, it's not?
Well, you still know Springsteen.
You could play, well, no, but how you could... Springsteen could sing Born to Run 1,000,000 straight times, and you're going to love it 1,000,000 straight times. You can't hear the same joke 1,000,000 straight times. That's the reason. You know, once people heard a joke, you can't get a laugh out of them again.
Now, speaking of things that you can't stop laughing at, we had the Guess What's...
He brought it up on the wrap-up show again.
I brought it up again, and it's one of those things where I think...
Where is Bob? Maybe we should get him on the phone.
Yeah, no, I think we should, because I feel horrible.
Yeah, for him to start turning down money,
but why do you feel
angry.
it's necessary to keep bringing this up? Because you know you love to torture Bob. You know there's something in you that's angry with Bob.
No, you know what? No, I'm not angry with Bob at all.
There's something, you know how to tweak this
guy. I see Bob as a guy... If I didn't have the luck I've had in my career, I could be a guy going from
like
gig.
Bob?
No, but I'm saying Bob works hard and he goes from gig to gig to make ends meet. And I've been blessed with some good jobs, and you know I don't have the money issues he has, and I feel I give him gigs whenever I can.
Right.
I love working with the same. We're like brothers in arms in a way. We drink. We like to party.
So why do you always pick this topic up that stabs him in the heart, and you keep going back to it?
You know when you have a little brother or something, and there's something you know, if you tease him, it's just going to aggravate the fuck out of him.
You do enjoy aggravating.
I do. I enjoy busting his balls. And so much to the point where the day of my roast, I had to call him and console him afterwards because he was upset. And then another issue I think
Let's get Bob on the phone. Gary, are you working on this, or am I...
Well, what is Bob?
Another issue I think he has is the last roast, you know, he claimed that I said something that pissed him off on the air, and he was going to really get me at the roast. And then he claimed that his jokes didn't work because there were people in the audience that liked me too much.
I remember that.
So, you know, I mean, he said these guys love Artie to the point where if they see him in person, they're afraid to laugh at him.
So
they
the
weren't
roast,
real
just voicemails we're getting for Bob.
So the roasts, you know he's going to call back later when we have no time. So the roasts are really causing problems for Bob.
But Bob wants
and he's the roast master.
Yeah.
He can't take it.
He's also a great roaster, and he's the one who... He pitched the roasts. Look, when you go into this roast thing, man, feelings, you're going to really... Guys hit low, man, and this room is the worst roasting... Best roasting, but worst roasting.
Right.
As far as hitting low I've ever seen in my life. Right. This is crazy that gets said in here.
Right.
I mean, crazy stuff.
I agree.
And everybody's skin gets thicker because of it. And it seems to be the one unraveling the most from it is Levy.
That's I don't understand. He's Mr. I Want a Roast.
Yeah, and so his argument last time...
You know, wait a second, though. You got to take a little responsibility in this. Yeah. You know how to get to Bob.
Yesterday was out of line.
All right, sure.
And I even thought it was out of line fine after I said it.
Okay.
Did
that
he
wasn't
call while
necessary.
Sometimes when
you
you're
were
doing...
on the air yesterday?
He listens all the time, and by the time I got home, I had something to do. I got home about 2 o'clock, and Teddy calls me up and goes, listen, Bob is furious. And some used to wrap-up show, and I knew exactly what he was talking about. I almost expected this, but Levy didn't even call me, which means he's really mad.
Wow.
And then he says to me, the oddest thing was, Pittsburgh's June 29th. And he goes, he's coming to Pittsburgh, but he's canceling Atlantic City and Detroit. And I go, well, we got to sit through that awkwardness in Pittsburgh?
Well, he probably feels maybe there's not enough time to cancel.
Yeah,
and I hate to say it, but there's more than enough time to get another time back.
So will you tell him that when we speak to him?
Of course I will. Listen, here's the thing. When he comes to Pittsburgh, we're going to make up and everything will be fine. And Detroit in particular, that's the Fox Theater. That's 6,000 seats. If we could sell that out, it's a lot of money for Bob. And I refuse to let him not do those gigs.
He might not want to. And you're very uncomfortable with people being angry at you.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
And, what is it, Sal?
He called me yesterday. He is steaming like you wouldn't believe. And I got to admit, I agree with you, Howard. Like, we know you love Levy, but you always give him these cheap digs where he can't defend himself.
Most of the time, it's on a roast day or in a roast. Okay, and he's the one who wants these roasts. And they're great. The roasts are fantastic. But on the other side of it, this wrap-up show thing was out of line. I agree with you. It was. But I think when he rethinks it, we'll be fine. I don't want to see him turn down all his money. It's a lot of money.
He called me yesterday. He goes, what are you doing on the 13th? I go, I think I might be doing the Borgata with in AC with Artie and you. He goes, I'm not on it, and you're not on it either.
Oh, he wants you to quit.
Well, I work with Levy. Levy looks out for me.
Telling you not to do gigs?
No, he didn't tell me that.
That's what it sounds like you just said.
I said I wanted to be on it, and he was like, I'm not on it, and
what?
And what?
He didn't necessarily and you're not on it either, but
he wants you to quit the gig?
No, not at all.
You just said that.
Whose side are you on?
I'm on nobody's side.
Are you on Artie's side or Bob's side? Okay. Are you going to leave the gig or are you going to stay on the gig?
I'm not on Artie's gig. I was thinking about it.
Oh.
But Levy was on it.
I thought you were.
Levy was on it. And I wasn't on it. So I said, what are you doing? He goes, well, I canceled it. And he goes, do you want to do a gig in Jersey with me? And I said, yeah, I'll do a gig in Jersey with you. I go, what the f*** going on? And he says...
That same night.
Yesterday. This happened yesterday after you said all this shit.
But I'm saying you're doing a gig with Levy July 13th now, so you can't do the Borgata.
Right, but I never agreed to do the Borgata with you yet. But,
okay.
So Levy called me, saying that he wasn't on the Borgata with you. I was thinking about doing it. He said he had another gig, so I said, yeah, I'll do it.
How did he get another gig so fast?
Oh, he gets gigs all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's a lot of firehouses around right now.
This isn't helping you, Artie.
See, that's the thing. I mean, but the thing is, what Bob doesn't understand.
Well, let's see if it can get resolved at some point.
I think every town has a firehouse.
That's right.
The issue Bob has
volunteer firehouse.
He can work anytime.
They got a oyster clam bake night.
Oh man,
he's gonna be pissed.
He's gonna be mad.
His issue is you don't rip Fitzsimmons, you don't rip 𝗛𝗿𝗱 when they're on the show, and Bob Levy is, to me, just as funny. Is just as funny, if not funnier, than these guys, and you give him absolutely no comedic respect.
That's your opinion.
No, but how would you rate Bob on stage? I mean, honestly.
I think he's a great comedian. I don't think he's as good as Fitzsimmons or Nick 𝗛𝗵𝗱.
All right, but the thing is that you're friends with all of them equally, yet you always give Levy
By the way, I don't think I'm as good as Fitzsimmons or Nick 𝗛𝗵𝗱. You're talking about A-list comics there. I really don't. I don't put myself in their category.
The thing is that if he's in your...
Does Fitzsimmons have a beating the dick joke where...
I don't believe he has one.
No.
Okay.
See, the guy I heard say... The guy I heard said, beat my dick like it owes me money, it was like a drunken cop, I think.
Well, Levy used to be a police officer.
That is his, you know what? That is his Niagara Falls. That is his Achilles heel.
Okay.
That is his, when you bring up the beating the dick joke, that he wrote and that Dave Chappelle...
But you see how I was trying to help him? You see how if you...
But you know
somehow Master Tape Theater, you can find when Chappelle... It's probably the last Chappelle appearance ever. And Dave just said, well, you're a hack then. And I knew he was going to say that. That's what I would have said.
Right.
And if you look at the context and how it was used on the Chappelle show, it's not flattering. It's a guy who's...
Right.
Also, another
listen,
thing...
Artie,
But there's another thing Levy had, which is similar. Richard Belzer, in a roast, did a joke about someone who said the only way...
you would be funny.
The only way you'd be funny... The only way you'd have a funny bone in your body is if I... In
the ass.
Right. Levy saw that on a roast, a big roast. And says, now Belzer's ripping me off. And I said, Bob, really? You're going to claim you wrote that one too? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm telling you I wrote it. And then you go in your head, well, someone had to write these jokes, I guess. But if you went to Belzer... And the only time sort of that is allowed and fun, and even Gilbert will tell you, is at a roast. You know, that's when you can use those jokes. It's fun, you know, these old jokes that Dick Capri uses, you know. And I said, so now I'm going to, next time Belzer's on the show, I'm going to call it. I'm like, Bob, please don't do that.
Right,
like,
don't embarrass yourself.
I can't just say how I'm trying to help him, and he thinks I'm insulting him. So the Chappelle thing, he even got off kind of easy, but if this ever gets into a real debate, and I said, Chappelle's a big star. You know, it's like, so whatever.
Well,
so
I'm going to let you guys work it out. I'm sure we'll hear from Bob.
You just don't believe that people could be ripping off Bob Levy.
No, I think they can. Listen, on stage, the way he works with the crowd and all that, like, I've never seen somebody better at that.
Well, it's a morning of fights, and I love it. All right, Artie, you'll continue to fight with Bob Levy. Gorillo and Tracy might continue to go at it. Who knows? And Fred is even going at it with me.
Yeah, there's got to be a rebuttal.
I thought we were having fun.
We were.
Can I say one thing, though, Howard? That beat my dick like it owes me money. Yeah, it might be old. But you have to admit, it's a very...
But Bob's old.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, that's my point. It's a very... Bob's been doing this for 20 years. So how old are you now, Artie? 39, right?
Yeah.
So you...
I've been doing it for 20 years.
He wrote that joke when you were 4.
I started at 19.
Yeah, right. So if you were telling it in the 6th grade, maybe your parents heard Bob Levy doing it at a firehouse. You know what I'm saying?
Sal, you're much more interesting when you're talking about your marriage.
I'm going to see if my parents ever saw Bob Levy.
I think Bob Levy wrote it.
All right. Well, good. John Boy, you're on the air.
Well, you keep thinking that.
Go ahead, John Boy, and then I got to take a break quickly.
I'm a little worried about Sal, actually. I
Why?
think maybe he should put in some sessions with his comedy coach, because ever since he's been going to that marriage counselor, he's a big pussy.
That Jack and Rod this morning was my favorite Jack and Rod.
I like Jack and Rod.
He hasn't done nothing cool like spit on Richard's cock or...
Now you want that?
He's not gay anymore.
You know, I miss the old days when Richard and Sal would do hacks.
He dropped the whole gay thing.
Let's take a break. We'll be back. Guess who's on the phone? And I want to give him a chance to talk. Bob Levy is so pissed at Artie.
Is he on the phone?
Yes. It's about time you woke up, you lazy bastard.
I was hanging out with my son last night, swimming.
We're trying to get you...
the kid should go to bed earlier.
You know what? Make a long story short, Artie really knows how to press your buttons, and he always does. And this time he went too far, and I understand you're not going to work with him anymore.
Yeah, now, the whole thing that pisses me off is, like, I don't give a fuck about anything, but not about the comedy, because I work hard at this. That joke was something that I wrote a while ago. You can ask Florentine, you can ask Norton, who worked with me back then, and for him to comment on something he knows nothing about, and then to say that Chappelle was writing a bit about a hack comedian, which is totally, that's not what it was. You know, you don't have to open your mouth just because you got to talk all the time.
Bob, have you ever seen the bit that Chappelle did?
Yes, I did. And
what about when you called in and challenged Chappelle on it? What did he say?
He said that his people were in the audience the 3 weeks before that happened.
No, he didn't.
It's the truth. Paul was sitting with them, Artie.
Yeah, but...
You weren't at the gig.
So you claim you wrote... Just let me get the joke straight again. It's the joke where I'm going to beat my dick like it owes me money.
Yes.
When did you write that joke?
Probably, that joke probably in the late 80s. Probably in the late 80s.
Okay.
And I just left it in. I used it as an opening line, just a quick opening line to get the audience right off the bat.
Now, what about the joke that you say Belzer stole, where the only way you'd be funny, the only funny bone you'd ever have in your body is if I threw you in the ass?
That joke was actually given by another comedian to him at a roast that I did already on a roast.
But did you write that joke as well?
I wrote that joke for a Robin roast a long time ago, but at the same time...
You wrote that joke for a Robin roast?
That was a while ago.
So what year did you write that joke?
Whatever the hell that Robin, when the meanest listener was.
So you wrote that joke in 2002-ish or 1-ish?
One. I don't know. That's whenever the roast was.
Here, I think, Artie, let me clarify. I think this is what Bob's point is. You know his sore spot.
No.
And on the wrap-up show, you keep bringing up his sore spot.
I think before...
And you keep calling him a hack comic in a way.
Okay.
Exactly. That's what you said. You said he was making fun of the hack me. So you're calling me...
He was. Chappelle, in that Chappelle was the character was saying something that a sort of hacky comedian would say.
He was a junkie singing a song about drugs or something like that. It had nothing to do with a hack comedian.
Right. Well, I mean, in other words, it was a guy who wasn't a comic.
You know Bob's weak point. This is his Achilles heel.
But I think before we can get on to what you're talking about, Howard, we have to settle this argument somehow, because he knows I'm always going to think this way. And well, Greg Fitzsimmons is another comedian that's sitting here. Greg, do you think Bob wrote either one of those jokes?
There is examples of what they call parallel writing, where two people can have the same concept. But I will say that I remember Joe Rogan, because we started out in Boston together in the early 90s, saying she felt like she owed me money, but I don't remember the dick thing. But as far as the only funny bone in your body being if I in the ass, that feels like a joke I've just heard on a lot of roasts. It's been on the Internet
as early as 1998 I know of.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that... I mean, but I'm not saying that Bob...
Bob claims he wrote it after 2000.
But I could see somebody sitting in a room and thinking of that joke. It's a pretty pedestrian idea, and it's a funny joke. But usually if you think of something that's that, like, easy... You sometimes will go
What's going to be now? I have to move this along. Bob, what is going to be? You are no longer talking to Artie?
No, I mean, look, I love the guy, and I thought he liked me, but I mean...
I do like you, Bob. I'm busting your balls.
He puts me on the show. No, but I could take a beating on anything, and I do.
But you
Does
can't.
he pick on you more than the other comedians?
Totally, man. I mean, he doesn't say a peep. If Dane Cook came in there tomorrow, he'd be kissing his ass.
I don't claim that.
Do you think Artie...
That mouth's one comedian.
Do you think Artie...
Except Chappelle.
Do you think Artie...
I'm never badmouth. I said his writers hook it, if you listen for the 10th time.
I've heard that you canceled several gigs that you're going to do with Artie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Bob, first of all, you really think Chappelle's writers stole that joke from him?
They were in the audience, Artie. Paul was sitting right next to them. They were in the audience.
All right, so, okay, fine. Well, let's just agree to disagree with that. First of all, how are we going to... So, we have 3 gigs coming up. You canceled 2 of them. How are we supposed to get through Pittsburgh with you mad at me?
Well, cancel Pittsburgh. I'll stay home with my son.
Why would you do that?
I don't need to.
Now you're being ridiculous. You're being ridiculous.
I don't treat my friends like that. I treat my friends like friends. All right? I don't promote...
Have I not been a good friend to you over the years?
Yeah, and I've been a good friend to you, and I've never you.
Okay, so listen, I'm sorry. I'm apologizing then. I'll apologize for what I think bringing it up yesterday was out of line. I shouldn't have brought it up there.
You know, this has been done for years. This has been over for years. Chappelle, we talked, it was over, and that was it. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think you settled anything with Chappelle.
I'm a hack comedian.
Do you think it's because Artie has said it, he said it as early as this morning, Artie said, you know, if it wasn't for a couple of breaks that I got, I could end up being Bob Levy.
Oh. No.
You know what? It ain't too bad being me, okay?
No, Bob. I didn't say it's so bad. I'm saying that, you know, he's a guy who, you know, has to work and get gigs, and you know, I could turn down gigs now because I've been lucky. And I'm saying I could easily have had that happen to me. I got a couple of good breaks, that's all.
You mean it could have easily happened to you that you'd be Bob Levy?
No. It could have happened to me where I have bigger money issues in my life. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't have any issues. I'm happy with... That's all that matters.
All right, fine.
I don't give a...
Fine. That wasn't meant to be an insult. But I apologize for what I said yesterday. It was out of line on the wrap-up show. I'm being serious.
Artie, you did say there are plenty of firehouses where Bob can perform, but he doesn't work with you.
I was trying to be funny. But clearly, look, the king of the roast here clearly is sensitive. I mean, you know.
Isn't it a little weird, Artie?
It's like I never
Bob so
anybody on comedy. I help people all the time. I work with 5 guys every weekend because we're friends, and we want to keep something together. And I don't go out there and try to throw them under a bus.
Bob, does it upset you that Artie said as early as this morning that you are nowhere near the level of Greg Fitzsimmons?
I said I think Greg and Nick are funnier than me and Bob. I said they're better comics as far as I'm concerned than myself.
I know I do my job, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, no, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, Greg and Nick are A-list guys. That's me being truthful. And me and you could go together on the B-list tour and make money.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, look, you put people after me, let's see how good they are.
Right. Now, Bob, you kill. Listen, you kill on stage. I've never, and it is very, even though I'm on the show, it's very hard to follow you.
What's going to be, Artie? I see that Bob has had it with you, and I don't see him accepting
think that's true at all.
He's not accepting your apology.
No, I didn't hear him.
He's canceling gigs, Artie.
Are you canceling Pittsburgh as well, Bob?
Yeah, I mean, if it comes down to it, I'll cancel it, because the other two I'll definitely cancel with Sal.
Well, Bob, how are we supposed to
Maybe you look down on him because he does that hacky blue cheese bit you don't like.
Again, I'm sure Bob wrote that. That I know he wrote.
You know he wrote the blue cheese.
Eating blue cheese out of a chick's ass.
Do you think Chappelle might steal that?
Maybe if he eats watermelon. No, I'm kidding.
No. See, here's the other thing about Levy. Here's the other thing about Levy. I did him a favor, and well, you know what? I'm not even going to go there.
What is the favor?
No.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to go there.
No. Go ahead.
I'm not going to go there.
He wants to hear. You want to hear this, Bob?
No, I don't.
I don't care, man.
He doesn't want to hear it.
What favor did you do him? You mean you did him a favor booking him, is what you're saying?
No. Bob and me have always done business together. We've made each other money. I think Bob is dumb for canceling these gigs because I love him and I want him on the gigs. And I do a better show when Bob's there. The fans love him, and I think canceling these gigs is not something I want, Bob, and I don't think deep down you want it. I think you're mad right now, and I'm apologizing.
I didn't want to, but I don't like to be treated. Look, you can.
So listen, are you making rules for the roast now, by the way? Because I know you were mad at after I made a joke about this on a roast. Now, Mr. Roastmaster here, can I not talk about your comedy? We talk about each other's comedy.
Yeah, Bob, can I give you a list of stuff I don't want you to talk about me?
I don't give a f*** about that. It's when something came up, all you had to do was say, oh, yeah, that happened. You don't have to say, oh, yeah, don't get me started on that like it's the biggest thing in the world. It's not.
You were pissed off, Bob. You called a bunch of people afterwards. You were pretty upset.
No, he's admitting that. He's saying he's upset, and look, it was a dumb thing to say.
That, Gary, you're a genius still.
I'm just telling you how it went.
What did he say? I know how it went.
I'm not piling on you. I'm just telling you. Hey, can I ask Artie a question? Because I'm listening to you.
The bit that Levy has where he can't spell, I mean, like, that's a great bit that he wrote.
But Artie, I want to ask you a question. And be honest about this. It doesn't sound like you're being totally honest. When you say you could have been like Bob, but you caught a couple of breaks, do you really believe that? Or do you think that you've done better because, A, you're funnier, and B, you might have a different work ethic?
No. I believe he has a fantastic work ethic. That I know for sure. I'm saying I have gotten very lucky in my career.
But is that luck?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is. Absolutely. Without question, a lot of it's luck. I think Levy is a great stand-up comic.
Are you buying this, Howard?
No.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think you're being really nice.
I said you may be telling the truth, but nobody believes it.
Right. Well, you didn't get lucky. You're a funny guy. I'm not saying Bob's not funny. Bob's a really funny guy. Bob
well, I am the captain of the Italy team in the World Cup of Comedy right now in Syria.
It's true.
But
can't argue with that.
No. You know what, Gary? You're looking too far into it. Bob is a very talented. Well, the first time I saw
Bob, do you accept Artie's apology, or are you not? Are you sticking to your guns and not doing the shows?
No, I booked all of the shows.
Ooh. Oh, come on, Bob.
In the same town, the same night.
Now you're being ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Look, it feels like I can't trust somebody. I don't like to be around somebody like that. You know what I mean? I don't do that to people.
You know, I'm sorry then. You know, because I've seen Bob kill so hard that people are barreled over laughing and they actually hit their head on the hose of the truck.
What truck is that?
Do it, Artie. In 5 years, you'll be playing them.
No, I won't. I'll be in 5 years now. Come on, you know that.
Bob, what would it take from Artie to get you back on those shows? What would he have to do?
Who's that, Steve the intern?
No.
No, Greg Fitzsimmons.
It's Greg, the guy with the show on Sirius.
Oh, okay.
But I'm my own intern.
I need a break. I want to do my own thing with Sal and the boys.
Sal and the boys.
Sounds like Bob's really upset with you.
Listen,
I hear him crying.
Bob, I think you're being ridiculous now. If you rethink this, you'll want to look. Detroit is going to be a big payday for us. Come on, you don't want to do that. Come on.
I don't know.
I thought your kid was at school.
No, he's home.
Oh.
He's done with school. He came upstairs.
Bob doesn't want his kid to grow up being a better speller than him. He's keeping him home.
True. I'm keeping him home.
You know, this proves a lot about Levy. I fight with his kid in the roast, and he doesn't give a f*** about his comedy.
No.
And it's only 2 jokes. I brought up 2 jokes you used. The rest of your act is fantastic.
No, but listen to me. That is something, if somebody takes from you, they're taking from you, okay? You got to stand behind if somebody takes from you, and you have to fight it.
Well, I think Bob is making it clear. He is not making up.
I would love to pull the fight he had with ČePELE on the air.
Well, he is
first
not.
Of all, Levy
forget that. He is not making up.
a lot when he got on the air with him.
Artie.
Oh, yeah, because I'm arguing on the phone because I wasn't allowed to come in and go face-to-face with him. You know what I mean?
You weren't allowed to? I didn't know that. I didn't know
because he's a
But do you remember when ČePELE said, remember when you said I wrote that joke? You remember what ČePELE said? He said, oh, then you must be a hack.
Artie, I don't think I'm arguing with somebody.
All right, listen, guys, I am sorry. This is so upsetting to me. You guys were good friends. It is. Ralph, what do you want to add to this?
In all seriousness, Bob, I don't get this. You're a comedian. You bust balls for a living. How can you get so twisted about Artie busting balls?
Because
Ralph, it's not about busting balls, Ralph. If you listen to, he's calling me a hack. He's saying that, oh, please, like you wrote that. He has there's no facts on his merit. If there was, I could take anything, Ralph, and you know that. It has nothing to do with that.
But it's like you're drawing more attention to it. It's not like it's even a great joke. I mean, it's not like the best joke ever written.
But it's his story.
Jokes are working. Please, stop.
I know it's funny, and it's a chuckle. I mean,
that's what you got to figure. That's what you know. It's funny.
All right. Thank you, Ralph.
Do we not have a clip of the ČePELE bit?
We don't have that right now. Howard, go ahead in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Good morning, everybody. You know, it's crazy. All this anger. Funny guy.
Right.
Bob, what the relax over there. And Howard, you're getting crazy. Artie's busting balls. She's angry, Artie. You know that.
No, I know he's angry, and it makes me upset. We're friends. We work together. I want to keep working with him. I want to keep working with you.
I would never do what you do to me. I would never attack anything that you ever did. Never.
Well, there you go. There's a good friend, man.
I just thought it was funny. I thought it was funny that...
Artie, you don't know the meaning of a true friend. You do it to everybody. Everybody.
Who else do I do it?
When you call Dr. 𝗪𝗏𝗏, tell him this is part of your psychological problem. You do one good thing, 10 steps forward, 25 steps back, Artie. It's a problem. Oh, I want to make up. I didn't mean it. That's all you say. It started with Dana. I'd like you to bring some of your true friends up there, Artie.
All right.
If you get Jeff $100, you do it to him. If you take Bob Levy on a gig, you do it to him. Artie, you do it to everyone, and that's part of your
All right, there we go.
I love you. The shows are great.
Thank you.
If you weren't on live for me, Howard, I don't know what I would do. I love you, Howard.
Thank you, baby. Okay, there's Marianne from Brooklyn. Well, guys, I can't solve this problem right now. I don't know what to make of it.
I can't believe that you in your Solomon-like way can't figure this out.
Bob, did you really book other gigs on those dates? Did you really book other gigs on those dates?
Yeah, I booked over AC and I booked over Detroit.
Why would you do that? Well, I mean, you know, we haven't talked yet. We could talk this out. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It drives me, it pisses me off. I can't.
All right, well then,
Howard, do you want to set up a sit-down?
Look, I'll do it right now real quick. Artie, you were a little bit out of line.
Okay, I agree with that. I admitted that.
In other words, Bob wasn't around, you got on the wrap-up show, and you made him look like he was a bit of a, jerk.
No, when Bob said that he thought that joke was stolen from him, is it better to laugh behind his back or say, look, Bob, I got to be honest with you?
He feels you bring it up too much, like you bring it up over and over. It's his weak spot. You're killing him.
I have tons of people that can verify that is mine. And
all right, but Bob, you're not totally innocent either. Like, you brought in that chick the other day who's into fat guys.
That wasn't.
And turns out she got married.
Yeah, what about that, Bob? What about that? I'm sure you chuckled with all your friends about that.
That was not supposed to go the way that went.
Well, this isn't going the way I thought it would go, is it?
Not my intentions.
So
okay?
what I'm saying is, there's a little bit of fault here on either side, and I feel.
That wanted to meet you.
Stop it, Bob. Why wouldn't you call me? Call me directly, then. Why go behind my back and put it on the show? How dare you? I don't even want you in Pittsburgh.
I've been sending in bits. That's what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
So why does it have to be at the expense of me, your friend?
There's other ones.
All right. Greg is getting upset.
Well, I just think that both you guys should understand that the Godfather has set up this sit-down and that whatever he deems appropriate right now should be honored by both parties. Is that agreed to?
I don't know what you just said.
You're going to tell them what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Me?
But that's what the Godfather does. And then both parties have to agree.
You guys each have to pay me $1,000 apiece. And
You're no Godfather.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bob, Artie has apologized to you.
It's watermelon.
He says will you not say this anymore? Will you stop saying it?
I'll stop.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, I admit yesterday I crowbarred it in there because I think it's funny to talk about, but just like I have to forget about all the he gives me, I'll forget about this. Mr. Sensitive over here. And I won't use it at the roast anymore. You send me a list of what I'm allowed to bust your balls about.
I don't give it. You can do it on the roast, but you reeled that in. They were doing a barbecue rib commercial. You threw it in, please.
Well, listen, we're trying to help Carson's rib. I know. All right. Listen, Bob. Okay. Well, I promise I will never do that again.
No,
and
it's not that. You don't have to promise anything. It's just to treat a person like a friend if they're a friend.
I think I'd treat you like a friend, Bob. And it was two guys who were friends. I was busting. You weren't there. I
don't think you realized how sensitive you were.
Yeah, and you weren't there to defend yourself.
All right, Bob. You are not going on those shows with Artie, right?
Why?
He told me.
He says he's booked over him, Artie. What is he going to do?
I just know he's shooting himself in the foot. I know they're better money than he could make somewhere else. He's shooting himself in the foot.
How do you know that? You see, there you go, thinking I don't make any money, too.
Bob, I know you. We know each other. You know that Fox Theater, 6,000 seats, that's going to be a great gig.
Hey, Artie, you want to tell that story about Bob one more time since it's the last time we can hear it?
Put it to rest.
It is a good story. And first of all, I didn't know you wrote the joke about the only way you'd have a funny bone in your body is if I didn't know you wrote that in the early 2000s. I have seen that. I have seen that as
he's still giving you the business, Bob.
I didn't know you wrote the one about waiting 30 minutes to go swimming either, so fucking give me a break.
Well, listen, absolutely. That could be an old joke as well. And I'm not going to defend that. I'm not going to defend that.
You know, I wouldn't go on attacking you about it. That's what I'm saying.
But, Bob, the point is I never came to you and said someone stole that joke. Do you know what I mean? I never if I heard that, Artie, I wouldn't be pissed off. That's an old joke.
Bob does not accept your apology. Am I right, Bob?
I was trying to do Bob a favor and saying, please don't make a big deal. Don't make a big deal out of this because it's going to become an issue, and now it's a big deal.
Now it's a big issue. You apologize. Bob,
Fine.
Fine what? Do you accept his apology?
Yes, I do. Okay.
Listen, do not book June 29th, okay? Come to Pittsburgh.
All right, we'll talk.
Now I feel bad that we'll work something out monetarily, but because Detroit's going to be big. Get out of that.
Oh, that's what this is. Bob's going to hold him up for a little extra dough.
So you will pay Bob. You will work out a remuneration.
No. I'm going to work out a situation because actually Greg just agreed to do Detroit too.
No. Now I'm not.
You can't?
I want more money.
I'm not working with this.
Thank you,
I'm losing all the guys I work with on the road now over this. So Bob, listen, get rid of September 15th. Do me a favor.
See you next week. I'll be there.
Well, do it now so the guy who you booked 15th with knows.
And keep September 11th open also.
Hey, listen, Bob, the 15th might not work out when there's a fire.
You're saying Bob only works firehouses? And there's going to be a fire and his whole audience is going to have to get
that was Artie's version of now go get your shine, Bob.
Yeah. I hope Bob doesn't react the same way Pesci did. No,
get your lunchbox,
Bob, you want to work with Artie that night, or do you want to work at a firehouse where an audience could potentially leave if there's a fire? That's what Artie is saying.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
You know how many babies have died because Levy was taking too long with the blue cheese?
Levy was killing.
Thank you, Bob.
Bob, you always kill, and you've literally killed.
Thank you, Bob.
All right, so we'll talk. I'm going to call you later.
Bob, I think you're the greatest. And
listen, Bob, I'm going to call you later. You take my mess.
I like you.
I love you, Bob. Who knew that? Who knew you would like Howard?
Howard.
Yes.
Take care, bro.
Take care, brother.
All right. You see, now you got to hit low.
Bob's my bro. Bob is my bro. Bob puts together the roast. He helps the show. He's a bro. He's a bro.
Yeah, Bob can't take a joke.
He's still my bro. Thank you, Bob.
I'm going to call you later. You can either take my phone call or not. I don't know what you do.
It's funny that Bob would be insulted, too, by anything, because guys like him are journeymen. They've worked the road for 20 years.
He already knows.
Make a nice living.
He gave him the dig.
I know, but the fact that he's even sensitive about it, he knows he's got a good life.
Levy, he talks about guys like Norton, Florentine. Those guys are kings of busting balls. They're funny guys.
He went a little overboard.
And he can't take this. It's ridiculous. The day of my roast, I had to console him.
You went a little overboard. A little overboard.
Maybe I did.
That's all.
Maybe I did.
You don't realize what you mean to Bob.
And he doesn't understand.
You were a little bit out of line. You were a little bit out of line.
You know, those other guys don't have your clout with him.
You come to me.
You're a little bit out of line, too. All right, let's go over to...
drinks are on the house.
Unless you buy top shelf.
Bring your shine box.
And go get keep him here. Keep him here.
All right, let's go over to Johnny Hine, who's got the wrap-up show at 11 o'clock today, or as close as we can get to it. Johnny boy, what do you got for us? Come on, come clean.
One guy we know who doesn't beat his dick like it owes him money is John Hine.
That's right.
Well, yes, sorry. I had to come in. I wasn't scheduled. I think this shows a lot about my integrity, my general class of a person. I want to officially apologize to Bob Levy on the wrap-up wrap-up show, the show where all of this originated, and I didn't get a chance to really say it in Howard's studio, in Studio 69, but I'm saying it here. Bob's #1 with me.
Now, to show your integrity, you're going to do this without plugging it at any point at any time?
No, I'm not going to plug. Listen, I'm not going to plug anything. Listen, I hope Bob gets to Detroit's Fox Theater September 15th. I hope Bob goes to Artie-Lange.com and issues an apology to all the Artie Lange fans, and I hope that he comes to the Borgata July 13th.
Holding a DVD of Beer League in town.
Yes, and Beer League out on DVD. I don't think that, I hope Bob gets it and studies some of my act and notices that I write my own stuff. And
when he's sitting in that basement, he rents Dirty Work on pay-per-view.
And I hope he watches the best of Artie Lange from Mad TV coming soon, I think, DVD. And I hope that he comes to Cohasset, Massachusetts, August 3rd and 4th, and really apologizes to some of the New England fans. They're some of the best there is.
And if FX just happens to show up on his TV?
Yeah, listen, if FX shows up on Rescue Me, he could always get drunk and pretend he's talking to me by talking to my character cousin Mike on Rescue Me.
Hey, Artie, in all seriousness, on Rescue Me, I literally started TiVoing it solely for you. So what episode do you turn up
I
in?
think I'm in like 6 through 11.
All right, because I got the first 2 on TiVo, so I'm going to start watching it this year.
July 13th, 14th, around mid-July it starts.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether I should rush to watch them or not, because I'll make sure I'm up to speed by number 6.
Around 12 or 13, you're going to see me from none. It's going to be so good.
Mark in Virginia, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hello?
Mike, you there?
Yeah, what's up? I'm a big fan, Artie.
Thank you so much.
Hey, I really support you with this whole thing. I think Bob's out of line. I mean, you helped the guy out so much and everything.
Listen, Bob helps me out a lot, too. Listen, here's the thing, Bob. I'm sure Bob is chomping at the bit to say. He brought up, there's one joke that I do in my act that's sort of one of those public domain jokes. I've done it on TV. I just love it. It's one of my favorite jokes ever, and I put it in, and it was probably written years ago, and the joke is, I've never been swimming because it's never been half an hour since I last ate. That to me is just one of my favorite fat jokes ever, and I use it. It's the only joke that I have in my act that might be one of those public domain things, and Bob throws that up in my face, but the point is I understand that it is, and if another comic used it somewhere in some sort of context, I could never honestly be mad at the guy. I would never bring up a fight and fight that fight. I would look ridiculous. So with Bob, you see, but I'm coming from the standpoint where I'm saying I didn't write the joke. That's a totally different thing. Bob's coming from the standpoint like, no, I wrote the joke. That's why I'm so pissed. And I don't think I'm looking like an idiot. And sometimes you might have to just believe Bob and say, look, someone had to write those jokes. But Fitzsimmons' point is a good one, that it's not the smartest of jokes. Other people could have thought of it, so why choose that as a stance?
Right. Right.
I mean, people have the same thoughts a lot, you know.
Well, if you missed the beginning of the show, what really sort of tweaked Levy, here's Artie trying to explain the situation.
I see Bob as a guy, if I didn't have the luck I've had in my career, I could be a guy going from
like
gig.
Bob?
No, but I'm saying Bob works hard and he goes from gig to gig to make ends meet. And I've been blessed with some good jobs, and, you know, I don't have the money issues he has, and I feel I give him gigs whenever I can. Right. I love working we're the same. We're like brothers in arms in a way. We drink. We like to party.
So why do you always pick this topic up that stabs him in the heart, and you keep going back to it?
You know, when you have like a little brother or something, and there's something you know, if you tease him, it's just going to aggravate the fuck out of him.
You do enjoy aggravating.
I do. I enjoy busting his ball.
Now, the official statement I've gotten from the Levy camp, because the wrap-up show did try to reach Bob Levy, is I'm spending time with my son. I don't want to be on the radio all day. I'll be in on Tuesday.
This has got to be the first day ever he hasn't wanted to be on the radio all day.
And wanted to spend time with his son.
No. You see, that's low, Gary. I'm not going to sit here and let you do that to him. He's a great father. And he's told me and the dealer we were buying the Coke from at the same time he's a great father. No, listen, again, it's just odd to me that Levy can with me on every sensitive, like he's brought up about my sister, my mother, my weight, the fact that I might die, my comedy, by the way, every single thing. My roast was brutal. And I just have to sit there and he brings the fat chick and he knows that's not a friendly thing. He knows, look, he could have called me up and said, oh, I got a chick who wants to. It turns out that broad, I think, just got married. That was a total scam. And I'm supposed to let that brush off my back. And when I put him a little bit, he's all wah-wah, and I got to deal with him. I got to treat him like a 10th grader who I just made upset about something.
It seems like, though, and you alluded to it just there, but Bob certainly said it, the comedy. If you touch the comedy and your act, that's what sets everybody off. Like, that's the sensitive spot.
You know what?
Every comedian I know with each other's act, they say, like, if you say something that might be too easy or hacky, or everybody does it to get out of a bad gig on the road, and people get it. You get it all the time, and to me, it's crazy. Here's a guy who claims to be Mr. Roast, and he's got the thinnest of skin out of anybody.
Hey, Shuli, if you're around, come on down here. Shuli was giving me the rap today. He was sort of siding with Bob, just in the sense of, like, you don't goof on, like, when you get on the air, his feeling was when Artie Lange gets on the air and says Bob isn't funny, the fans buy into it, and it hurts Bob.
Well, listen, to prove that Bob's funny, just come to any gig that I'm on with him, and you will see him kill harder than anybody. A lot of people have seen us together. They know Bob's funny.
By the way, the best joke written maybe this entire year was when you said that you've seen people laugh so hard that they hit their head on the fire hose. That joke was perfectly crafted, Artie. Thank you very much.
Hey, look, man, what are you going to do? I think Bob wrote that one.
So, Shuli, say to Artie what you're saying to me today, how...
I was saying that as a comic, you know, the one Achilles heel every comic has is when another comic goofs on their material or says something.
We all do it. I don't know what comedians you're hanging out with, but every comedian I hang out with, we found each other's material all the time.
But you know what? Maybe there's a difference between making fun of Bob's material in the green room when you're waiting to go on as opposed to on the show to the whole audience.
Well, I admitted that yesterday I was out of line. I should not have crowbarred that, and Bob wasn't here. It came out of nowhere. And
Artie, like a few months back, like maybe 5 months back, like you and Richard were going at it on some stuff, and you made a comment, like a real slight, subtle comment about, you know, Richard's horrible on stage. The next 3-4 gigs we did, Richard couldn't get one joke out because the audience was jumping down his throat saying, you suck. So in a lot of ways, a lot of people that are listening, they hear what comes out of your guys' mouth.
I wish I could care less about that. I don't care.
Well, I'm just telling you what the reception is.
I will tell you that Richard...
Fight through it. It'll make him a better comedian.
Richard was crushed. He was crushed when you said he wasn't funny.
I didn't say he wasn't funny. I said his stand-up, which is a totally separate thing. John Belushi was funny. He wasn't a stand-up. I think Richard's a funny guy. I just think his stand-up needs work. That's all. Who wouldn't need work? He's been doing it for how long?
You said his stand-up wasn't funny. You said it as a joke in a roast, but it hit him hard. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Listen,
I don't do stand-up.
I'm going to stop. I want everybody to submit all of the stuff I can talk about in a roast. Okay? I want my list of I can talk about.
Well,
because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings in a roast.
But in your roast, Gary, didn't Bob go after Artie's comedy? And it didn't really go over.
Well, I think that Bob tries to retaliate, and it's just
that post was retarded. Look, that's the most flattering thing I've ever heard in my life, but to come in here and say they have too much respect for me so they won't laugh, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of.
And Artie, why do you think you were wrong yesterday and you say you crowbarred that in? Since when is breaking somebody's balls like a wrong thing to do, especially somebody who makes their living as a comedian?
Bob's part of the family here, I know, but he wasn't here. It was totally out of left field. and it didn't make him look good, and he's not here to defend himself. So I sort of get it, and I apologize for that. Honestly, I'm not kidding. I am sorry for that particular incident. I really am.
But there have been some things that you've done on the show where I've really felt that there's an anger. There was a diatribe.
It's not an anger. No, I don't know how else I could tell you.
There was a diatribe you did here, right in the C3 the wrap-up show. I think it was the day that girl, he brought up the girl with the expect, and you go, that's fine if you want to be who lives in your face. But it went on. It went on for a long time.
This is my fault. I was trying to do, it happened when the phantom me calling Howard a jerk thing happened during that.
Right.
I was trying to do this goofy little character of a guy, you know what I mean? And it was,
I got the joke.
And Levy got it too, and he didn't. Levy wasn't upset with that because he got I was trying to be funny. That was different.
I don't think Levy's being honest about that, too.
No, you know what?
I think Levy called Sal on that one.
But when these digs happen, I don't care what you guys say. There's underlying meaning behind them. It could be 99% of a joke and 1% of the truth, but there's definitely something there.
You're right. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Bob is the first person to write those jokes. I will go to my grave thinking that. Maybe Bob thought of them and someone else did, and he's not stealing it, but I don't think there's any way Bob's the first guy to write those two jokes, and I thought it was dumb for him to get mad at Dave Chappelle and pick that sort of show business argument to have. And I'll never think any differently than that.
But I'll play devil's advocate a little bit, be Bob, and I'll say, what are the comedian that you're friendly with, that you respect, do you feel like that?
Do you bust Nick DiPaolo's balls like that?
In different ways. See, I don't have the same issues with Nick. In other words, I think Nick is an original guy, and I don't think Nick ever... what are you laughing at?
Because
He's done it to Sal and Richard, and I'm not putting them on that level.
Name comedians is what Gary's trying to get at.
Comedians that have been doing comedy for a living for over 10 years.
That is a slam, but
comedians who have been doing comedy for a living for over 10 years. Have you ever goofed on Jim's act, Jim Florentine? Have you ever goofed on Nick DiPaolo?
Yeah, not in the same way, but...
No, but got on the air and said, God, Jim does some hacky jokes.
That's where I think Bob's really hurt about all this. Seriously, he feels like there's a totem pole, and he's at the bottom, and no matter what, he's always going to get on because of his position on that totem pole.
Well, I don't know.
Did you put dice a little bit?
People...
With money.
Well, I don't know.
But Artie's not Dice's friend.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's easy.
Listen, I've always been able to be... The people I like the most are the people I'm able to be the most honest with, to tell you the truth. I feel comfortable around Bob. I like busting his chops. And probably he's probably the guy with the most, but he's the guy I've worked with the most in the last 7 years. But me and Norm used to with each other. Me and Spade used to with each other all the time.
But did you ever talk about that Spade or Norm wrote?
Well, I don't want to actually privately, but I don't want to get into.
No, that's fine. I mean, but with each other, if you do with each other on that level, then those are guys that Levy's in company with.
Yeah. But hey, that's kind of interesting, though. Even though I thought this argument was ridiculous, but what Artie just said, I would never bring that up publicly, what I said about Spade.
Right.
But you would bring Bob up.
Yeah, well, this has been out in the open now. I mean, there might be other issues I have with Bob, but I'm not saying it on the air.
Yeah, Artie almost went somewhere with that.
Yeah,
I
know.
He said,
believe me, I'm doing Bob a favor.
Was it
racial? I'll tell you off the...
No, I know nothing about it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it involves Artie lending money to somebody.
No, got nothing to do with money. I try to counsel Bob and Sal in the sense, not about comedy, but I think they're a little too rough around the edges with the racial, and there's no way, like Bob always talks about, why don't I, why am I not on Conan, why am I not on Letterman? Well, first of all, a guy who has that joke in his act, I'm going to beat my dick like it owes me money, will never get on Conan. Will never get on Letterman. As soon as a guy booking that show sees it, they're going to walk away.
Do you have two different acts?
For very original material.
But Artie, do you have two different acts? Like, do you have an act that you do obviously live? But you have an act that you could do if have you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's like look, there's old jokes like dealing with a heckler. There's old jokes I'll go to in a second on the road.
Right. No, I meant more
saying like to a broad like. I wish your brains out, but someone beat me to it. Like stuff like that gets.
I don't slap the cock out of your mouth or your work.
I don't come to your job at Wendy's, knock the broom out. Like that, I'm ashamed to do, but sometimes to get a laugh, you have to, and that gets roared.
No, I meant more like if it were 10 years ago, and I told you were playing, stand-up New York or whatever, and I said, hey, Artie, listen, the comedy booker for the Tonight Show's in the audience.
Oh, absolutely.
You have an act that you can do.
No, but you change. In other words, you'll try to make your act more clean, and you'll try to do your smarter stuff. Absolutely.
So you're saying that Bob doesn't have that act ready?
I don't think. Again, like Bob tried to get on Conan or Letterman or something, and he sent in a tape of him doing a dirty, filthy act at a club, and on it he wrote, could clean this up for television.
Right.
Well, again, like I try to counsel him and go, Bob, you can't do that, because once the booker sees that, he's never going to look at you again. He hears the name Bob Levy. You're setting yourself back 10 years, and if Bob wants to break through that next level, and if Sal wants to do it too, again, the usage of the N-word, I mean, like, it's just like, you'll never get on television. You'll get on Stern because Howard's fascinated with people who have that kind of honesty. But regular show business, you will not get hired if you use the N-word the way Bob does, if you use it the way Sal does. And what I'm talking about, what I don't want to get into with Bob, is a racial thing that was on my DVD, and I made my editor take off. After the 𝗛𝗿𝗍 thing happened, I did a couple of gigs with Levy, and he said something that Bob didn't want me to take off, and I said, take it off, because I'm not even going to say what it was, because it's better if it's in your imagination. And I've tried to tell him and Sal that, and they don't want to listen to me. They just think that whatever makes people at Chuckles and Jerk Off Montana laugh will get them to the next level, and it won't. It will just get them paid the $300 at Jerk Offs in Montana. That's all it's going to get. And I don't care if it kills, how hard they laugh. You got to get on Letterman, Conan, to get on a television show, you have to, even something as awful as
adapt.
Even if something as awful as those Guys' Choice Awards I just did, even to get a gig like that, you have to have to.
I met Buddy Hackett in Vegas, who is like the king of filthy comics, and I asked him the difference between clean comics, dirty comics, what do you think you should do? And he looked right at me. He said, if you can work clean, you can work anywhere. That's the bottom line. And once you've established yourself, then you can do your own thing.
But Buddy Hackett's a bad example. Buddy Hackett's a guy from the old school. He tells old jokes, you know what I mean? And those guys used to be rewarded. But since George Carlin and Richard Pryor came in, and it became more about, the singer-songwriters, the same thing, writing your own stuff that you do in your act. Since that guard came about, it's just to get into mainstream the way Hackett did, you can't be the guy telling old jokes. And you could be dirty, but you're going to get on HBO. You're not going to get, and you're not going to get corporate gigs. But now there's corporate gigs that let dirty happen as long as it's a different world.
Let's work some calls in, guys. Roscoe in Philly, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I'm from Philadelphia, so I have the unfortunate pleasure of listening to Bob Levy's ass on the Kid Chris show every time, where he's trying to work clean. Have you guys ever heard him on that show?
Bob's always funny on the radio when he was on. When we were on regular radio, I think he's always funny, clean or not, on the radio, without question.
Hey, Art. Yeah, I agree. Levy's all right. We saw him down in Sea Isle City at this comedy. I don't know what it is, but it's a pretty good show.
Yeah, look, the guy's a great comedian.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's saying Levy's a bad comedian. Artie's talking more about, but I know, but Artie's talking more about his style of comedy and not. I'm going to put words in your mouth. Artie's like, look what I've done. There's a reason I'm at the level that I'm at. If you could tweak here and there.
I don't want him to be, I don't want, again, it makes me sound like I'm trying to be cocky. I'm not. I'm just saying, I'm stating a fact that if you want to get to the next level and you want to get off some of the road gigs, you got to get to the next level material-wise.
Shuli and I had this conversation today, and Shuli goes, listen, every time Bob goes out, Bob brings down the house. I go, I totally agree. But look at the houses he's bringing down, and look at the houses Artie's bringing down. And you got to move to the next...
Again, there's not much difference, but...
Artie, there's a big difference between Carnegie Hall and Chuckles.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Carnegie Hall was filled with guys who would probably go see me anywhere. I mean, that was our fans. That was the guys that come out, and they see a lot of the shows. But my point is, if a crowd's that easy... challenge yourself. You know what I mean? Don't like if you know you can get a laugh with some of the older, dirtier shit, to weave in stuff that's more of not even smart jokes, like tell stories. Do stuff that's more interesting than
evolve as a comic.
Well, yeah, because the crowd is so into you. That's a perfect time to try out new.
Hey, Artie, was begging Bob to kind of make up with you to still do the gigs? Was that more you felt bad for him shooting himself in the foot, or more you feel you really want to meet him?
Listen, let me tell you something. If I didn't think Bob was good, I would not have him on these shows. These shows are a reflection of me. There's press at these shows, and these are big gigs. I have people on. Atlantic City, the Borgata, there's always press there. There's Fox Theater in Detroit. So if I thought he sucked, I wouldn't have him on the shows. And I like working with him. The shows are funnier with him, and that's why I felt bad that he wasn't going to be doing them. I want him there.
Sonny, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, first of all, Artie, don't get me wrong. Don't ever stop busting balls. That was one of the best fights, I think, they've ever had on the show today.
Right. Well, that's the Stern show, So.
Levy, I think, was crying through that whole thing. But I wanted to – my thing with you is why would you say that Chappelle used that joke in the context of what a hacky comedian would say? I mean, it had nothing to do with it. Did you actually see the sketch?
You know what? That's an excellent point you're making, Sonny. And, again, I misspoke there. And again, I don't have any proof of this. I was just putting myself in the writer's room where I've been a million different times, and sometimes you go, okay, it's Oscar the Grouch singing a song, all right? It's what kind of would Oscar the Grouch say, that character? And you're not going to think of Bill Hicks jokes. You're not going to think of something as clever or as brilliant as something that might come out of, Chris Rock's mouth or Dave Attell, or Brian Regan. You're going to think, okay, what would a guy like Oscar the Grouch say? And to me, that's like, okay, what would a hack comic say? I will say.
But you made a leap to that.
But that's what the way Matt described it.
I do make a leap to it, and that was wrong.
But the way Mutt described it sounded like a drunk doing a hacky joke.
Right. It was a drunk Oscar the Grouch. To me, okay, let me put it to you another way, Sonny, because you're making a good point. I did misspeak there. To me, if a drunken Oscar the Grouch singing a song parody on a show used one of my jokes, I'd be a little offended. I'd be like, what do you think, Oscar the Grouch is going to write jokes like I do? Like that? I mean, I would be. Anybody would. And I'm telling you, that's the way
Sesame Street character would you feel a little honored by?
I'm just saying, Oscar the Grouch drunk is not something I would expect to you're saying he wrote the joke because he wrote the song. I don't put him on the level comedically as me.
Like you're Snuffleupagus.
It got the biggest laugh of the whole sketch, and you could watch it on YouTube.
Of course it did. Of course it did, because there's a reason hack comics work. They kill.
Oh,
They do. They kill. And I don't think I'm talking, first of all, you don't hear me bringing up the rest of his act. I'm taking this with two jokes.
Matching bras and underwear, color coordinated, with lace.
Does it make you feel good?
It does, and I'm shocked.
So wait a second. This girl, you go on the date, and I know with the way you've described it, you like a nice big build-up sexually. You don't want to, just get it over with in 2 seconds.
Oh, no. In fact, it was not, there was no chance or time. So then after we went out to dinner, all it was a kiss goodnight, and then we
with
went
a tongue.
Out. Yeah.
Wow.
Come on, I'm 49,
Look at you.
honey.
Wow.
What am I going to do, peck her on the cheek?
No time to waste.
There were 3 kids sleeping upstairs and 1 in military school. I couldn't exactly, 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗿𝗱. And besides, I was nervous, Howard.
Do you initiate the kiss or she does?
I did.
Well, good for you.
Well, I was nervous to do it, though.
But you knew she wanted it. If she's going all the way up to Nyack, she wanted something with you. I mean, where does the kiss happen? Out in your front door?
No, on my living room couch. I walk in and the kids are waiting because the kids were playing with her dog, and the kids are waiting. Hi, and I'm like, okay, everybody, up to bed. Mom, you'll be up there. And
yeah, but it's 4 o'clock. So they go up to bed. You get her on the couch, and you make out with her.
No, we don't make out. With 1 kiss.
That's romantic.
That's what I said to the kids. I go, you guys go up to bed. Mommy will be up in a half an hour. And she has since told me that when I said that, she thought to herself, oh, she's not interested, right? That she put her right. But I wasn't. What am I going to say? I have the kids. They're waiting in my bed.
No, that's very respectful.
Right. So
were you burning with desire?
Well, I was definitely wanting to kiss her.
Right. Oh,
and I did.
She's a knockout. I'm staring at the picture as you're talking.
She's beautiful. She's inside and out. She's so great with kids. She's really lovely. She's smart. She's kind. She's got her own. She's got.
So when do you finally bang her?
It took a few months, Howard.
Few months.
Because
you like that build-up.
Well, I was going back and forth to Chicago in the early parts of the summer to set up the show. Even right before the summer, I was going back and forth, and then
second date, you feel her up?
No.
Just kiss again.
We made out.
Oh my God! See, women when they're with each other, they love a slow build.
Oh, you're kidding? And then all the letters about how great the kiss was, and then talking, and then send me a photo. Where are you? And,
look at that.
Oh, my God. It's romance times 1,000.
Did she sext you?
No.
No pictures of herself over the text with her legs or panties?
Oh, no.
Nothing?
Well, no. Come on. She's not a skanky hoe.
That's not hoe. That's fun.
Well, before you even make love to the person, they're going to send you pictures of themselves naked?
Not naked, but, a little something. So, all right. So you make out for a long time on the second date. Third date, I'm going to say by the third date, fingers. Now you're burning with desire.
No, let me tell you something. Here's what it went from. Kissing to, could you come and spend 2 weeks with me?
Right. It was time.
So all 4 dates were just making out.
Where'd she come to, Chicago?
Just kissing. Miami. We went to Miami.
Oh, the house in Miami.
Yeah, which is really, that's the house. Every time I pull in, I go, who owns this place?
Right.
Oh, crap, it's me.
And when she saw that place, it was romantic time.
It was romantic time. But you know what? She's got her own thing going on, honey.
What does she do?
Money. She's an IT headhunter.
Oh.
And she's like, one of the most successful people in that field. And
that's attractive. I like that.
Yeah, she's got a lot of her own money, cash, life. She's got a Beamer. She wears all these designer everything and jewelry. And I'm like, where'd you get those earrings? She's like, I bought them.
Sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, a little bit, and that's what I was a little bit like going, where am I going to find the trap door? Where am I going to hear? By the way, I was arrested for impersonating Julianne Moore and stealing $50 million.
Have you ever dated someone who had that type of personal income and was able to support themselves in that fashion?
No.
So this is a new avenue for you.
It is.
And then you say, and then the insecure.
You're in charge of everything.
So then the
exactly, Robin. I'm not the boss.
So then the insecure part of you becomes a little more secure because she could afford. She doesn't need your money. So maybe you start thinking she really loves me.
Well, I don't think, Kelly didn't need my money. I mean, Kelly comes from a trust fund baby. She was a very rich kid.
Good.
Right? But, Michelle grew up very similar kind of financial way straight that I did, although she was in the most western part of upper New York State. Right? So
is she a gold star lesbian or has she been with men?
What What is a Gold Star lesbian?
Gold Star lesbian is a true lesbian who has never even messed around with men.
Oh, I didn't know that term.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that either. And
I just coined it.
Oh, it's
3 seconds ago.
Gold Star lesbian.
No, seriously.
No,
I mean,
no, she's not a Gold Star lesbian, nor am I, Howard.
well, I mean, you messed around with some men, but very, very
But
superficially.
I did the deed more than once.
Well, you tried.
No, honey, I lived with a guy for over a year.
Oh, did I know that?
When I was 28.
And you enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed sex with this guy?
Very much.
You didn't want to throw up and go, and you weren't thinking about women the whole time.
No, you know what else I enjoyed? Going, like, to the supermarket with him, like, before the football game on Sunday and getting, like, the beer, chips, and nachos and having the cashier say, oh, how long have you guys been dating? And it was like all of a sudden to be accepted in the world, not having to have who you're with be invisible and people pretend they didn't know. And, you know, listen, it's a long time ago. It's over 20 years ago, right?
So you're bisexual?
No, I'm not. I'm definitely gay.
Right.
But I see a handsome man, I'm not dead. You know, I look, there's a sexy, hot guy, I go, look at him. I don't necessarily want him naked in my bed, but I would like him to maybe tidy up around my house.
It must be painful for you when you're around me because I'm so handsome.
I'm telling you.
It must be confusing for you.
If I even went close to you, Jeanette Barber would have my head. Because
Did the guy get you off? I mean, were you able to have an orgasm with him?
Oh, gosh, yes, honey.
No kidding.
Everything works downtown. It's not like lesbians don't function without the right car key.
No, but I have many friends who are lesbians who say to me, like, the thought of the penis going in them is so repulsive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that they can't even...
Well, I don't think that could possibly be true because there's a lot of...
Yeah, who are you talking to?
I have friends.
Where is this? What are you, women who... What?
All right, that's the second thing I made up.
I figured.
Gold Star lesbian in that.
And all of your lesbian friends who are repulsed by penises.
Well, but I have male friends who are gay and who have said to me, like, they quite frankly, they go to me, ugh, pussy is disgusting.
Okay, I have a friend, Dan, and he went for the first time when he was like 30 to a bachelor party at a strip joint, and he was there, and his friend supposedly didn't know he was gay. The woman was on the stage, spread her legs in front of them, and he said loud, and everyone heard, oh, my God, it looks like roast beef.
Right. Well, I would imagine it would be the same for you. You see a penis, and you're like, ugh, filthy penis.
No, not at all. No.
So now you get her to Miami. None of the kids are there with you.
Honey, all the kids are there.
Wow. And she's going to come for 2 weeks and stay with you?
Yes.
And go in the bedroom with you?
Yes.
That's a bold move.
And here's the best part of her. So second night, we're in the bed. The kids, we've put the kids to bed. They're asleep. We're in the bedroom. All of a sudden, knock, knock, knock. Come in, and in comes Vivi. I can't sleep in my room. And I'm thinking, oh, dear God. And then in comes Blakey. Mom, if Vivi's going to stay in here.
And the hot girlfriend is laying there in lingerie and...
Yeah.
And
you know what she does? She goes, come on, and moves over.
Oh, that was a good move on her part.
Not only, it's innate. It was an innate thing, and I thought to myself, this is so perfect, right?
How was the first night of making love? Awkward because I know you're shy. Were you able to get off, or were you so shy that you dried up?
No, honey. No, Mommy's on bioidenticals, and trust me, downtown Niagara Falls.
Because you're on what? Biomedicals?
Bioidentical hormones. Beth doesn't have this yet. When she gets to be my age.
Is this because of menopause?
Yes, honey.
And it introduces female hormones and makes you wetter.
If you don't
it keeps everything
hormones,
working.
It makes.
Are you on it, Robin?
No, I'm fine.
No, you're not. You've told me you've had to use KY.
Never. I lied.
No, you didn't.
I did not.
She made that up. That's like the Astroglide Star hetero.
Do you have to worry about safe sex the first time you're with her? Like, do you guys go get checked out, or you have to do dental dams and all that?
No.
Dental dam.
Yeah, dental dam.
You know, it's very, very rare for a woman to give another woman a sexually transmitted disease.
Well, could I tell you what I just read?
It doesn't happen.
You want to know? You want to know what I just read?
What?
That when oral sex occurs, like if I go down on a woman, that now they think it's a leading cause of throat cancer. Because, it was in the New York Times. I'm not making this up from some tabloid. I'm talking about the greatest newspaper in the world. If you go down on a woman and you get the human papillomavirus in your throat,
that's different.
yeah, You get throat cancer 9 times out of 10.
But that's if somebody has HPV, if they have warts.
Right.
Which I would hope you would notice while you were downtown.
Please. What am I going to go down there with a flashlight?
Honey, you could...
I have my eyes closed.
Warts, babe, warts, they're very... You could feel it with your hopefully very skilled tongue.
So you're telling me the first night she comes to Miami, kids go to bed, she marches herself up to your bedroom with you, and lovemaking begins.
Yes, but honey, I was already in love with her. Right?
No, I understand you're in love. She's there, but now it's time to physically act out your love.
Yeah, right. And
so does she remove? Do you remove her clothing one piece at a time, very slowly?
Oh no, like Howard, this feels like a Penthouse Forum letter. All
Of course
I can tell
it
you is, let me tell you this: it was really, really lovely, and like everyone else, when you're initially with somebody and you love them and you first have sex, it's kind of awkward because it's a new person and you don't know, and then as you're together, it's it's better and better and better and better.
No vibrators?
No.
Just fingers?
Just body parts, just doing it just like you and Beth.
Wow.
No toys.
No toys, nothing. Pure human love.
Pure skin on skin. That's
and when she took her clothes off, was it amazing?
Every time that she does, it is.
In other words, no cellulite.
I say to her, you look like a Barbie. You look like a human Barbie.
And
right?
she loves when you say that.
That's the thing. Here's something I found out that's shocking. That women who are beautiful, like Beth, like Mish, I assumed in my life that those beautiful women know it.
No.
And that I'm stunned by
Beth
this.
told me last night how ugly she is.
Oh, God.
I said, thank God you think that, because that helps me to take advantage of how beautiful you are.
Well, I can't sort of believe that, I can't believe that they don't live knowing it. I think if you're like the normalish woman like me, right, like chubby and overweight, whatever, you don't pay attention to stuff like makeup and lingerie, you assume that those super girly, sexy, beautiful women walk around with an air of, aren't I the goods? Right?
Were you ashamed of your body? Were you like, I'm not good enough to take my clothes off, let's put the lights down, I don't want you to see me?
Yes.
You were. Did you keep your shirt on? Do you keep your shirt on?
Oh, no, honey. No, it's not like ashamed, like, oh, don't look. But, listen, I'm 200 pounds. She's 100 pounds.
Right.
I was afraid I would roll over and smother her in the bed. I didn't know. It was like, honey, be careful, because I don't know if you're used to be, but she's so...
Do you suck in your stomach? Do you start to worry, like, hey, I'll try and look good here, and like, I'll try to look
Next time I'm
thinner.
there, I will actually show you my stomach, and the sucking can hardly even help.
Had she ever been with a large woman before?
Yes.
She had.
Yes, she's been, she's had, she's not invested in it's not about looks for her, which obviously.
Yeah,
right?
Same with Beth.
Right, it's not about that.
Do you do what I do? I walk to the bathroom backwards so that she can't see my ass. I'm not kidding. Yeah, I have cellulite.
But wait a minute, you showed your ass on national TV.
Yeah, that was
but you won't show it.
That was maybe the biggest mistake of my life.
Well, we all know your ass, Howard.
Even Beth said to me, like when I was 7, I saw that on TV. And I thought it was disgusting. Whatever, I don't know how old she was, but well, she had to be around there.
That's gotta hurt.
She goes,
What's the age difference with you two? What's the age difference?
Not much, 19 years. But
19?
I look incredibly young. So
I know you do. I've been around you. It's hard. The pheromones are flying.
Yeah, it doesn't look weird at all when she's with me because, listen.
You're evenly matched.
Beth's turning 40, and I'm 57.
Yeah. Well, honestly, you do look pretty amazing, Howard. I got to tell you.
Exactly. So do you.
Fit. Well, honey, I could use to lose about 40 pounds, but
do you think you'll lose 40 pounds now that you're with this new woman and she's so?
Well, here's the thing. I actually have lost some weight already, and she's very interested in health, right? She eats healthy food. She works out, and she keeps saying to me, I want you to live. You need to live.
Was she in the audience for the first show that you did at the Oprah thing? Of course, that's the greatest aphrodisiac. If she wasn't turned on before, when a woman sees...
And all your glory.
Well, even Beth says when she sees me working the radio controls, it turns her on.
Well, you know, it's funny because she came to the rehearsal, and we had a rehearsal on Sunday because we were going live yesterday.
Right.
So she, for the first time, sat and watched me sort of do what I do. And
do you find yourself trying to make your job look more complicated in front of her so that she's even more impressed?
Or that you have to tell people what to do?
Like to use like start bossing some people around, or tell people like some television terms, like we got to sweep this quarter hour, please. I know about this. Do you find yourself doing that? I do that with Beth.
I think I do it a little bit, but I will tell you this, that I am always bossy, so it wasn't like I was acting.
You should have fired someone right on the spot. That would have gotten her. She would have been naked in your room within 2 seconds.
With all the kids, that wouldn't have been good. But she was sitting with the kids, and so I didn't even realize that it was, it's the first time she sort of had seen me, like, in that work professional mode of being the boss. And so I was doing what I do. Like, we're not going to use the 2-shot. We're going to use the 1.
Yeah.
Please have the jib when the boys come out. I was doing all that, but it was real, right? And then we go out to dinner, and she goes, it was amazingly exciting to watch you do. I'm like, to watch me at rehearsal in my sweatpants? She's like, honestly, honey, you don't know. I was like, oh, my God, you're going to have to come to work with me every day.
Are you making love to her every day?
Well, honey, it's pretty new, and
right.
I would say we have a very affectionate relationship.
Do you ever make love with her back in your office at work?
I have not, no, because there's many people here, and there's usually at least a child or two.
Are you guys obnoxiously affectionate in front of the staff, or do you keep that under wraps?
I don't think obnoxiously, but my children do say, like my 11-year-old boy, Mom, get a room, which is now his favorite line. Get a
So
room.
every night you're making love to this beautiful woman?
I wouldn't say, every night, honey, I'm 49 and I'm tired. And when I did, the build-up to this show, we did 2 rehearsal shows every day because I couldn't get it right. I was, it's an hour show, right? The shortest I ever did when we were on tape, not live like we did last night, like we're going to be from now on.
Right.
I did 1 hour and 22.
Wow.
Wow.
And I was like, what the hell is happening?
Right.
I couldn't get it to 1 hour. And so then the Thursday, I was really frustrated. We had done this piece with the Broadway kids from my school dancing, and 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗍 was singing, and I came up and said at the end, thank you, kids, give 𝗦𝗵cie some love. And they all just spontaneously ran and grabbed him, and I said, what do you have to say to him? And they all in unison said, thank you, it was adorable. And I said, we'll be right back after this. And then I hear from the booth, we're going to have to do that again. You forgot to do the NBC plug. You did not say NBC, the voice on NBC. I'm like, I'm not doing it again.
Listen to me. Listen to me. If those imbeciles who run that OWN network had any brains, they got no programming. They have no ratings.
Honey, it's hard to start a network.
Listen to me. If you want to go 1 hour and a half.
You think they should just let her go?
Let her go. What else they got to do? What, they got to get to what? Reruns of what?
Well, don't they have some kind of Oprah show on after
They do. They have a brand new Oprah show.
Start the Oprah show. Start the Oprah show. And let's say Rosie goes 1 hour and 25 minutes.
Uh-huh.
So start the show.
It is an Oprah show, though.
So what?
Well,
all they got is empty slots.
Well, we got to have programming for commercials, but you have to remember when networks started, like Fox, they just did one night.
Right.
When CNN was on, nobody watched it for 3 years. The normal platform to launch a network on cable is anywhere from 3 to 7 years.
But that's why I'm saying they got you. You're high profile. You're getting great reviews already.
Let her go.
Do your thing.
Give her a 4-hour show.
Why does it have to be? Let her go for 4 hours. Who cares?
Yeah, all of a sudden I'm going to be doing Sabago Gigante.
No, but I'm saying if you're there anyway and you feel like going, go. It's live. Go for it.
Well, I got to tell you, we had Russell Brand. Have you had him on your show?
Many times. Fabulous guy.
Genius, too.
Right.
Yeah.
This guy's a genius. And he could have went forever.
Right.
I
what?
actually hated it. Hated having to say, we'll be right back with the game. I wanted to just stay with them.
So why didn't you? And then
we have an hour. It's a regular TV show. We have an hour.
But why can't you say, listen, they've got nothing on. The entire day gets 0 ratings.
Well,
they got
Rosie has a new girlfriend. She wants to get back to her.
No, she doesn't. Listen, she's got plenty of time. How long can you, in a session, can you make love to her? I know gay women will go for hours.
Yeah.
Of course we will.
Right.
Because there's no, it's not as though one and we're done. I have to run out and get a blue pill, right? There's lots of caressing and touching and all the stuff that apparently bores you men.
Well,
that we
you know what?
do for hours.
I'll let you know something. I'll let you know a secret about this man.
Yeah.
I like all that stuff. But
I've heard that about
Beth is bored by it. She wants it. She's like, let's go.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Stop
yeah.
with all the fooling around.
She is very different.
Well, she's definitely not a lesbian, I can tell you that, Howard.
No, she's not. I told you what happened. Beth went for a massage. These women...
Did you hear this, Rosie?
I did not. What's the massage story?
This is some sexy story. You got to hear this. Well, there's another massage story I'm not even going to go into, but just the other day, she stops in some place.
It's a little nail salon.
Right.
Korean
woman. So Beth's sitting there waiting for a nail salon. She says, "Oh, do you do those massages?
The chair massage.
The chair massage.
Right. They do like your neck and your arms.
Right. The woman goes, you'll come to back room. Beth goes, oh, okay. She thought it was a little weird. Goes to the back room. She puts her neck in the thing, Put
her face in the cradle.
Yeah, you understand.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of minutes later, the Korean woman goes, do you mind? And she goes, what? She goes, take shirt. So she lifts Beth's shirt off and takes her bra off and starts to rub her sides and her breasts.
Seriously?
I swear to God. And she's telling me this. So I go, don't you know that's inappropriate? And she goes, well, yeah, but it felt good. I said,
okay, wait.
Yeah.
She went to get a mani-pedi?
Right.
And she got a boob massage?
Yeah. And then a guy walked back there, and she says it was nothing. I said, are you... What? I don't even. She's like little Annie Fanny. She's just like. Did you ever read Playboy, Little Annie Fanny?
No.
Everywhere she went, people were taking her top off and doing things to her.
Wow. And so, what did Beth do? Was there a happy ending?
That's what I said. I said, honey, did you get up and leave? She goes, no. She rubbed me and it felt good, and then she was done, and it was about 15 minutes, and that was it.
Oh, so she didn't try to go downtown?
No.
But she did say she rubbed her thighs.
Yeah, because she was wearing cutoffs.
But they don't usually touch your thighs in a chair.
I don't know what was going on.
Thighs at a nail salon.
Yeah, well, but the kicker is...
may have said something in Korean. It sounded like massage.
I think
but
so,
actually
too.
was like, can you do me almost right to the edge of glory? I don't know.
Sounds to me like you're liking this whole Chicago setup. I can't even believe it because, I still think they could have done the show from New York.
Well, we were going to do the show from New York, truthfully, but because the Oprah show was winding down, didn't end until May 25th. By the time that we had all of the studios to choose from, there were no studios that I wanted to work in. I'm very spoiled. I was at 30 Rock for 6 years, right?
Right.
And then when I did The View, it was over on the west side. Literally, there were rats in the dressing room. Like, they would chew through things. It was really near the river, and it was not a good environment. I didn't want, like, one of those Unitel all the way on the west side. And so of the choices, we didn't have many. And then, Oprah said, if I can give you the jet, you could go back and forth. Now, initially, Howard, we weren't going to do this kind of show.
Right.
I was going to do Oprah show, right?
Well, thank God. Someone got a hold of Rosie. I heard the original description of the show.
Right.
It was some serious issues, this and that. I said, listen, 7 o'clock at night. People want fun.
Have some fun.
Have some fun, for Christ's
sake. Right, well,
sake.
we were originally at 4 o'clock. We were going to fill the spot that she left vacant, 5 million women watching, right? That was the goal, was to do her show with her staff at 4 o'clock, bulk tape a bunch of them, be here for 5 days, be home for 15 days.
Right.
Be here for 5 days. That was the original plan. Then around July 4th, they said, we're going to put you on at 7 to launch into the new nighttime programming, because there's all new programming that started yesterday, right? So I was like, well, at 7 o'clock, I can't do a 1 hour single topic just for that reason. If it worked in Fringe, they would put all those shows on in Fringe. It doesn't. It's game shows and entertainment, and that's what people want.
Yeah.
And so I was lucky, I think, because I don't think I would have been good at that other one either, Howard, because, I get pissed off about things that I feel are unjust.
Right.
And then I'm not entertaining.
I think some of that's entertaining. I do. I like when you're opinionated. I don't want you to go like sort of like, I'm going to hold back here. I like when you let it go.
No, I won't be holding back. And
the Yentas who watch that stuff will love it. Believe me, I'm going to watch.
Yeah?
I would have watched last night, except
Yeah, I caught the first part, and I was like, wow, Rosie's doing stand-up. This is great.
Yeah, good for you. I'm happy for you, and believe me, it's good to see you back at work. I figured you'd go back.
Yeah,
and
you were the reason that I actually did it, because before I went on the radio, I was thinking, well, I'm not going to do any. I'm 50. What could I do? And I love doing that radio. If they had only paid me a penny, I would have stayed.
Right.
And then it all, here it is.
Are you still affiliated with Sirius? You are, right?
Yeah, totally. And I loved it. Actually, I loved doing the radio. And I never used to listen. Now I listen all the time. Are you broadcasting your nightly television show on Sirius, the audio portion? Yes, they are.
Good.
And
Okay.
I'm doing like twice a week answering questions for an hour, having call-ins about topics. So I'm still going to have a presence there on Stars. I would have much preferred to be on Howard 101.
Yeah. Well, me too, but that evidently wasn't in the cards. All right, listen, watch The Rosie Show, weekday nights at 7 on OWN. She's in a good place. You can see, if you see these pictures of this woman she's banging, you can see why she's in a good place. This one I approve of.
Thank you, Howard. I thought so, actually. Second date, I thought, when Howard Stern gets a look at this one, he's going to be a happy man.
Oh, my God. And I have to have her over in the summertime so she can wear a bikini.
And she will, my friend.
Oh, yes. And that is something,
Proudly.
even if you can't make it, send her over.
Okay, I'll be there in a moo-moo, and
All
she'll
right.
be in a bikini, all right?
Good luck with the show.
All right, thanks, Howard.
We'll all
Thanks
tune
for having me.
in. And have you met her parents yet?
Yes, I have.
Already?
Honey, we're gay women. Come on. We
you-
met the
moves right
family.
along.
We're getting wedding invitations printed. You'll be invited.
Oh, are you getting married?
I think it could be in the cards. It's legal in New York.
Have you asked her?
I think we've discussed it.
Wow.
Wow, this is moving fast.
Howard, come on. I'm 49 and I'm gay.
Wow. Well,
the old joke.
What is the old joke?
What does a lesbian bring on a second date? A U-Haul. What does a gay man bring on a second date? What second date? Good night. I'll be at the gay yuck hut for the next 2 weeks.
But if she wants her own kids, you can't get started with that again. I see already. Listen, the two are living with Kelly.
Yeah.
You got the one with you. It's you're downsizing.
Yeah.
It's enough
But
with the kid.
can I tell you, for me, honey?
It's enough for
Can I tell
you.
you the truth?
Yeah.
To hold a newborn baby, I don't even need any antidepressants.
Go to an orphanage.
Hold an age, baby.
I'll come home with 20, like Mia Farrow.
Well, what medications are you on that you're so happy?
Well, I'm on a very low dose now of Effexor, and
What
sort
is
of
that?
weaning off of it. But I'm actually, I'm in a good place. I got to say, my hormones are balanced. I've been doing my TM, mister, for about 2 years.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Yes, I do my 20 morning and 20 at night, and I'm in a good place.
Excellent. All right. Very good. I'm happy.
All right. Good to talk to you all.
All right. Watch The Rosie Show weekday night, 7 o'clock on the Oprah Winfrey Network. Has Oprah mentioned me?
Oh, yeah. We talk about you often.
I bet you couldn't have me as a
She
guest.
probably doesn't bring you up at all.
I don't think Oprah would let me on the show as a guest.
Will you come
Listen.
to Chicago?
No. But listen
Come
to
on,
me.
Howard.
No.
A whole hour. You and me, a whole hour.
A whole hour.
1 hour, just you and me.
But do you think Oprah would want that?
I am sure she would.
Really?
Yes. I'll fly on my jet. I know you don't like to fly.
What do you mean your jet?
They give me a jet to go back and forth.
Oh, you're kidding. What a mega
This is a
deal.
good deal.
What are they paying you?
Claudia getting wanded every
I don't know. You're kidding. They gave you a jet.
Yes, not to keep, but to use.
And you can use that for carte blanche, like you decide, I need to go to New York tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, my God. What are they paying you?
Good money, my son. Good money.
Are you getting, I'm going to guess, I haven't even thought about what you're getting.
Think about it.
Are you getting $15 million a year?
Here's what I would say, Howard. That's very in the vicinity. If we were if we were on Price is Right, you'd probably get a second guess for that. But yes,
I'm under?
You're very close to the number.
Oh, my God.
It's not a bad gig, honey.
And
they're very
also,
generous.
And bonuses?
I got it all, like you do.
Well, like I do, then you'll be lucky to collect.
Be fighting.
You'll be in court trying to get your bonus. They gave me a bonus. I hit a home run. No bonus. They said I read the contract the wrong way.
It wasn't you didn't hit a home run, you hit a grand slam, and they wouldn't have this Sirius XM if it wasn't for you. But it's no $100 million deal, honey, but believe me, it's going to take care of everything I need.
Whoa, that's beautiful.
It's a good thing.
Good for you.
And listen, can I tell you, if I find a Gold Star lesbian, I'm going to call in with her, all right?
Yeah. Hey, where is your girlfriend? Is she there with you?
She's with my daughter, taking her to school right now.
Oh, boy, she really is moving
She's
fast.
moved right into the chores and everything.
Yeah.
Honey, she knows what she's doing. She figured out how to work the remotes in the new house. That's why she can never leave. I'll never be able to watch TV.
Next time you call in, have her at your bedside.
All right, baby.
And you'll leave the phone down. You won't tell her I'm on the air, and I'll listen to your lovemaking.
All right.
All right?
That's a deal.
And what are the kids calling her? Hot Mommy? What are they calling her?
Well, you know, it's funny how they used to call me More Mama,
yeah.
right? She said, what name do you want them to call you? And she said, how about Mini Mama? I'm like, that's pretty funny. But it's cute because, like, my daughter, she drives my daughter to school, Chelsea, and Chelsea brought her into the school, and everybody's like, who's this? And she said, it's my stepmom, right? Which was really touching and beautiful. And it's good. It's all good. She's really lovely. And we will all have dinner, I swear to God, and we'll make it work. You will not go to the Hamptons every weekend.
Right.
You will meet me in the city.
No, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to taking... Thank you. And I'm looking forward to a private jet ride.
Honey, you say you're in. I'm flying you. We're doing it.
And you're not catching any gay vibe from Oprah. You still claim she's straight.
I not only that, I'm positive.
Positive.
I'm telling you, I'm 100% positive.
All right. That's all right.
100%.
You know, but your gaydar can be off. We've just learned that.
Then again,
no, you don't know. Rosie.
I was sleeping with, I did not think was gay either.
Rosie hit on Oprah. That's right. She wanted to find. I asked her to do it.
Oh God, Howard.
Hey, by the way,
you'll never be on the show. Shut the hell up.
Here's something we can talk about sometime when we get together.
All right.
So I was invited to a party at someone's house.
Yeah.
I walk in, they say, Barbra Streisand wants to talk to you.
Oh, my Lord. When was this?
This was over the summer. I told you to come out.
Holy
And so, listen.
Whose house? Sandy Gallen? Something?
No. A woman named Donna.
Okay.
I go over there, and they say, Barbara, out of everyone here, wants to speak with you.
Yeah.
I walk over.
Yeah.
And we entered it up for about an hour and a half.
I'm telling you, honey.
Just the two of us, a very deep conversation, Miss Streisand and myself.
And that
I
felt
brought your
good,
name up.
didn't it?
What? Beautiful.
Did it feel good?
Sure,
Yeah.
it felt good. But listen, who likes me? I mean, who knew? Who knew Barbra Streisand liked me?
Did you bring up my name? Did you
Yeah,
bring
I
up?
did.
And what'd she say?
She said, "Oh yes, of course, yes."
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, you
That's
know,
good.
she
I'll take
likes
that.
you. She likes you.
I know she does. She stayed at my home.
I'm recording an album with her, actually.
Oh, really?
The duets
Yeah.
album, Howard Stern and Barbara.
Yeah, I felt like, I got to admit, I felt kind of good about myself, you know.
How could you not?
Yeah, I mean.
Well, you're a Jewish guy from New York.
Right.
She is the biggest Jewish star from New York in the history of the world, and she's the most talented woman that ever lived.
Yeah, and then then she goes. So then she was supposed to come over to my house the next day. Except
What happened?
I had to leave. I had to go back for work.
Oh.
So I was like,
You mean you didn't take a personal day?
Yeah, no, I took a personal day, and so so that didn't
That's
happen.
sacrilege. She asked you. She was gonna come to your house,
Yeah.
and you went into the city to do a radio show
Yeah.
rather than hang with Streisand.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, listen, you know,
The woman's almost 70 years old, Howard.
Yeah, she was terrific. She really was really interesting. We talked about just about everything.
You know, I
there
don't
is.
even think of her as an age.
Well, I tell you what,
She's exactly 20 years older than me. That's how I know.
Wow.
we had a fascinating conversation, actually.
And she's one of the smartest women. She's all politically astute. She's got She's amazingly well read.
Yeah. Yeah, no. She kept up with me, no problem.
Oh, kept up with you.
That's right. You know what an intellectual I am. Right?
You
I didn't
are an
know what
intellectual.
half those topics. I just
You
faked my
had
way
no
through.
idea what she was talking about.
I have no idea what anyone's talking about. I just go, oh yes, I agree.
Yes,
I feel the
I
same
agree.
way.
I feel that way.
I'm a
as
big
well.
dummy. Anyway, listen. But I'll tell you about that sometime.
All right, but listen,
yeah, you guys have things to talk about.
Invited to your house again. You cancel show the next day, and you call me, and I will fly in.
All right, you got it.
To the Hamptons.
Imagine that. That'd be some scene. All right, listen, watch Rosie's show weekday night, 7 o'clock on OWN. She's back on TV and getting fabulous reviews, and I will be watching too. All right, Rosie.
All right, thanks. Bye, guys.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Right. All right, there you go. John Lieberman's here with the headlines from the Howard 100 newsroom. This guy works his ass off. If you're doing something wrong, he's going to find out. So just give yourself up right now. This guy's a hard-working, hard-hitting journalist. Yes, John.
Scott the engineer has once again been approached by the Professional Bowlers Association to play in their upcoming World Series of Bowling tournament. Scott, sources say, is trying to drum up support around the Stern channels via emails to send him to compete again.
You know what?
What are these emails? Who's he sending them to? Did he send you an email?
You know what? So about a month ago, Gary comes to me and he says, or Doug Goodstein came to me, actually.
Okay.
You know, from Howard TV. And he said, hey, you know, Scott's been asked to go bowl again, the PBA tour. I said, yeah. He goes, well, you know, last year we covered it on Howard TV, and, you know, what do you think? Do you want to do it again? You know, Scott approached us. He'd be interested. I said, look, let me think about it. So I'm thinking about it. I go, you know, from what I remember, I watch Howard TV.
It wasn't that big.
It wasn't that interesting to begin with. Scott stands there like a lummox and bowls, and he bowls okay. He didn't do great. He didn't do bad. He just was boring. It was fine for what it was. I wasn't sitting and pining away for Scott to go back on the PBA tour.
Yeah, you haven't been thinking about it.
Yeah, well, Scott's been thinking about it.
Well, he had a great time.
Right, he had a great time. And don't forget, he left here for like a week or two, and no one missed him. And that's problematic when you leave and nobody knows you're gone, because it makes it seem like you're not that valuable. So then Scott... so I said to Doug Goodstein, I think we'll pass on it this time. I said, I don't see the merit in it.
Right.
Well, next I guess they told him no. And Scott's sort of having an inner tantrum. He writes me a direct email.
Ah.
And he goes, I don't know if you are aware of this, but the PBA has asked me to bowl again on their tour.
So, in other words, he got the no from Doug.
He got the no from Doug. Now he's writing me.
And he wants to get a direct no from you.
I didn't even write him back. Never responded to his email. Right? I never responded. No. And I never fucking will. So then I write Gary.
Boy, that's rude. Okay.
Oh, good.
That's really rude.
And you're rude.
No, I'm not rude.
You were told no by Doug Goodstein.
I wasn't told no. I never got an answer. That's the problem.
Well, you're
I never
rude.
Got an answer.
All right.
Now,
So,
I'm not rude.
First of all, you don't
ask
me.
a question around here and people freak out. What the fuck is that?
You don't ask
Please.
me that.
I don't
You don't
ask you.
bother me. When do you
Don't
ever
bother
write me?
you.
Yeah, don't bother me.
Wow.
You
Who
don't
the
bother
fuck
me.
are you not to bother you?
I'm your boss.
Yeah, I know that, but I can't ask you a question?
No.
Holy shit, what
You
the fuck is
can't.
wrong with you?
Because you know around here you go to Gary. You don't come to me directly.
Well,
because you were already
I
told
did, but I
no.
never got an answer.
Doug Goodstein told you
No,
no.
he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He's coming in to tell
He's coming in right now.
Now, he's going to... Listen.
This is what gets him worked up, the bowling. Not the wife calling in. He could care less. This is what's going to get him worked up.
That's another fucking issue.
So,
but
Doug
here's
my issue
Mr.
with you.
Trader over here. Throw anybody under the bus he can.
Here's my issue with you.
Doug, you never gave me an answer.
After I wrote no to you, Doug, what happened? Did you tell him no?
I said he
said he never got an answer
Howard,
from you.
I got a weird vibe from Howard. He didn't seem really into it. I followed up with an email to you.
Right.
Didn't hear back.
That was fine.
Scott,
Yeah, so
did I not tell
Doug,
you?
So listen, Scott knows around here. You don't bother me with your shit because I don't
Listen.
like saying no to anybody.
That's right.
And you go, yeah. Well, you
So
were,
say
you were
no.
gonna- no.
Instead of a no answer.
No. You go to Gary like you do on everything
I did
else.
go to Gary.
Do you ever write me once asking me
Gary-
about your job?
Gary
do you
never
ever
came
ask
back
me
to
about
me.
what you should be doing every day in your studio? No. You go
Gary
to
never
Gary.
came back to me.
You want to bowl so bad you're throwing a tantrum.
Well, I'm not throwing
So
a
listen
tantrum.
to this. Listen, this is what matters to
Listen,
him. So wait, I'm not done. So then Scott doesn't hear back from me. Because he knows what that means. I don't write to Scott about his personal bowling. We have meetings for that. Gary, he has a conduit to go to Gary. He can go to Doug Goodstein. And when he hears that Howard's not interested, take the fucking hint. No,
okay, fine.
he's not
Don't
giving
cover
up.
it for Howard TV. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't.
So then
I didn't.
he gives
Wait
up
a
on
minute.
me.
Yeah, he
Tim
did.
comes to me.
Ah, he went to Tim.
Yeah, he's going to everybody.
Came to me,
right?
And then we discussed it, and I said to
All
Tim.
right, so Gary then comes to me. So Scott knows
So
what to do.
you still getting questions about this.
Well, wait a second. In between Gary, I walk by Scott's studio, and Scott says to me, you know, I want to go bowling, something along those lines. So I had just come off the air. My head was fucking spinning.
Hey Howard, Doug sent you a thing about the bowling tournament.
Yeah.
Do you have any problem?
I can't deal with it now because I just want to take a break.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm going to talk to Tim. I'll talk to Gary and find out what's going on. Okay.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Quite frankly, I was thinking about it. If there was any merit in it, if there was anything good for Howard TV or on the
So
radio.
you're still considering it?
Yeah, I was thinking
Just
about
don't
it.
bother you.
I was thinking about it, but he's bothering me as soon as I get off the air because he wasn't satisfied that I didn't answer his email. But he's already gotten a no from Doug. Gary he went to. So Gary comes to me, and I said, you know what, Gary? I like Scott. I got nothing against him. He wants to bowl. Let me think about this. I sat in my office and wasted 20 minutes of my time trying to think if there's any fucking reason I need this guy. And I still was saying, oh, what the hell? So then, I don't know, Gary then, I talked it over.
We discussed it, and then you said, you know what? We need him here.
Right.
So then Scott had come to me, and I said...
Yeah, I mean, he's got a job.
But I said you should talk to Tim. So Tim sat him down and said, no. Did Tim tell you no?
Nope.
What did he say to you?
Tim told me he told you no.
You know?
What did Tim say to you?
Tim came to me and said, as a friend, and first of all, he's not my friend.
Okay.
I'd like to give you advice.
All right. What was his advice?
Drop the bowling issue.
Well, that's
Okay.
what does that say?
So what happened?
That's officially, that is not an answer.
Scott, I told you that 3 weeks before Tim told you that. I said just
everyone's
drop it.
nicely saying to you,
So
no
I
one cares if you bowl.
I dropped the bowling issue.
Well, then he comes up with a new plan. He goes, I want to take my personal time. So I get a memo from Tim and Gary. Scott is now saying he wants to take his personal time to go bowling. I said, oh, you mean when he has his vacation, it coincides with bowling? I said, that's fine
Well,
with me.
unfortunately, it doesn't coincide.
Right.
Unfortunately for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm...
Right. So I go, oh, that sounds okay to me. I go, you mean during his vacation? They go, no. He wants to take his own vacation, set up his own vacation, and go bowling.
Uh-huh.
I go, well, is he needed here? Because if he's not needed here, why is he here anyway? I said, do you guys need him here? They go, yeah, we need him. So I said, well, then there's no issue. Forget the fucking bowling. I want to go shoot pictures today for my photography.
Things I could be doing today that don't mean I wouldn't be here.
The only reason they're asking you to bowl is because you're on this show. Leave the show, quit the show, and go off and become a professional bowler. What are you waiting for? What are you doing? You're nuts. You're going to go campaign? You see how hurt he is? This matters to him more than anything.
I was trying to get an answer from somebody.
What do you think the answer is?
You got an answer.
3 guys told you, drop the issue.
I love it that he says Tim is not his friend. Tim tries to give him some friendly advice.
Right.
And Tim says, drop it. And he goes, that's not an official answer.
So the show, you don't want to cover it? That's fine. We
don't want to cover it. Nobody cares when you bowl.
Good. That's fine.
Unless you're bowling when
do you feel like you have an answer now? Or do you need me to sit down with you?
Well, obviously you don't want me to go, so that's the answer. You gave me the answer.
Listen.
You gave me the answer.
I want you to have everything in life you could have.
I get it.
But you got a job. Listen, you're not 12 years old.
No, I'm not 12
You got
years
a
old.
job.
Okay, so...
Either you're needed here. I asked around. I said, does anyone need Scott here? They told me yes. I was shocked.
Oh, wow.
As much as you are.
Yeah,
Isn't it nice that people need you?
Very nice.
So that's more important than going to fucking bowl. What is it?
Is there some free time you have that you could participate in this a little bit?
No, unfortunately, it happens during a week that the show is here.
Oh.
3 days,
Well, there you go. So there's your answer. You can't bowl.
Okay.
Wow.
I got an answer.
Right.
I was looking for an answer.
You didn't have an answer.
You got 5 answers.
You got 20 answers from 20
Doug
people.
Doug never gave me an answer. Gary never gave me an answer. You never gave me an answer.
What did Doug say to you?
Off the
Doug
record.
said, we're not interested. Tim said, hey, drop the bowling issue. No one's interested. Gary said to you, it's not going to happen.
Okay, so fine.
What answer were you looking for? As far as writing me, the one time you wrote me a personal note is to ask about bowling. I don't know whether you're needed around here for bowling. I mean, it's an outrageous question. I don't have anything to do with that. Gary around here answers all of your questions.
Okay.
That's the peck. All of a sudden, you break protocol around here with the dumb bowling. Meanwhile, you got the answer from 20 guys.
I went to Doug first. I didn't go to you.
You went to Doug.
And
you
he
went
gave
to
you
Gary.
an answer.
Doug showed interest, and he said it would be a good follow-up.
Right.
Okay, that's Doug.
And I told Doug he's out of his fucking mind.
Because we do the behind-the-scenes show now. It'd be more.
Scott. It's boring.
Okay.
Watching you bowl is like watching paint dry.
You get it.
My
I get
fans
it. I get
who
it.
pay for Howard TV don't want to sit and look at your fucking bowling.
I get it.
I know this. Listen, I'm sorry. I want to do something today, too. I don't want to be here today. What should I do? Who am I going to cry to?
Really? Then I was just asking for some personal time off. 3 days.
Listen to me. Personal time. I want personal time.
Oh my God! You really do?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't get it. You still don't get enough.
Scott, can I have? No, I don't.
Really?
I want more personal time. Can I have it?
You can have. Obviously,
you're laughing about my personal time. Your personal time matters. Mine doesn't.
I didn't say it doesn't, but
personal time. I said to Gary, I never heard this around here. What is personal time?
It's vacation time that I get from the company.
No, wait a second. I said if it's Scott's vacation, of course he can have it.
Well, it's vacation
time. But I heard
time.
that you have scheduled vacation. It's not, right? And Gary explained this. Explain it to him again.
Okay.
Personal
vacation time is vacation time that you get. We've all agreed, since we've all worked here, that we all take vacation together. Otherwise, it's anarchy.
I do that.
Personal days. Here, you know what personal days are for. You're like a factory worker, but you know better. Personal days are for a funeral, a family emergency.
Not to bowl.
Not to bowl. That's not a personal day.
That's why I was asking if it would be
And they told you no. I know they told you no.
I explained what I got. The answers I got.
What do you think the answer is? Did anyone say yes?
No one said yes.
Did anyone say it was a good idea? Did anyone say, I think this might work? Tim said to you, I would drop this if I were you, Scott. Your boss, your direct boss said, I would drop this.
Listen, I got news for you. I'm going to give you some advice. As your friend, I consider myself a friend of yours. Maybe not Tim.
Maybe you don't consider him a friend.
The kind of passion you have for this bowling is the passion you should have for when my equipment breaks.
I do.
Okay. That's what you should be excited about. Forget bowling. Bowling is for going once a week with your friends, you get a little drunk, you get away from the wife, and you sit there and you throw that stupid ball at those dumb fucking pins.
Right.
The way he yelled at you, Howard, when he walked in, I wish I heard that tone of voice when Lady Gaga's microphone didn't work.
Right. You'll never see him erupt. Except for
like
bowling.
he erupted.
Yeah. Oh, the bowling.
Well, I never got an answer. That's what, you know.
But you did. You got an answer.
No one,
you didn't want to hear what you heard.
He said, drop the bowling. I said, okay, I'll take. So
You didn't
let
like
me
the
take
answer.
a couple of days off.
That's not dropping it.
A couple of days off to go bowl?
So
It's
what
not just
happens
bowling.
when
So
an
aren't you needed?
emergency
So
comes up?
So are you needed around here or not?
Yeah, I'm needed.
You are. So then how can we let you go?
Okay, I got the answer.
Right.
But also, Howard, suppose some emergency now comes up and
Oh.
he needs a couple of days. He already took him for bowling.
Yeah, but that was good for you guys. You talked about it on the air. I remember when he was bowling the last time. We talked. Then they call and say, we want to get on the air with Scott. And I go, you know what? I'm not even that interested in getting an update on him.
I remember your exact words to me when we discussed it was, you go, Gary, I remember seeing Scott Bowling show, and I don't remember it being stellar television. It was good once, but I don't think it
Quite
merits
frankly,
doing it again.
It was boring.
Well, you should get Greg in here. Greg said it was the most boring week of his life. He said they shot like 80 hours to get like,
And my
10
point
minutes.
is, I want to do a Robin dating show. I can't get a budget for that.
No, please send Scott.
Oh, no.
to go bowling.
No. Well, you know what I mean.
Well, everything was paid for. It wasn't. You didn't have to have a budget.
No, I understand that, but my guys, they get paid to sit there and stare at your ass for 80 hours.
In other words, the crew has to be paid.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Not you.
Look, Scott may have a future in bowling because the PBA CEO tells us his skills have impressed the other
let
bowlers.
me tell you what impressed
they
us.
have, all right.
Here's
It's
what
still
impressed the
getting on the
PBA.
air.
When I talk about it, they get attention. Nobody pays attention to bowling until I talk about it. It's got nothing to do with Scott. They're not looking for... If Scott wasn't on this show, there'd be no bowling.
Why didn't they say quit, Scott, and come on the
Well,
tour?
they did invite me, even if I said.
Well, there you go.
They invited me without coverage.
Yeah,
they
right.
said if Howard doesn't want to cover it, you're still welcome to
good.
bowl.
So go bowl.
I can't because I.
Oh, you got a job. I'm so sorry you've got a job.
Then I asked for
Scott, I'm so sorry
for the
you
days
have a
off.
job.
I mean, I just.
Robin, do you have anything you want to do?
It's
Do you have anything?
I'll tell you what I want to do.
Let me
What do you
go
want to do?
now. I can find something.
It was
to
just
do
a
that's other
question.
than-
Everybody
Robin
freaks
go?
out from a question.
Should Robin leave now? She's got something she has to do. She doesn't want to say what it is.
Okay.
It's a
Whatever.
female thing.
Whatever.
I'll tell you what I want to do. I
do you
was just
wanna
telling
do?
John Hein this. I've always wanted to go to the Super Bowl. Always wanted to go. It's on a Sunday night.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I've investigated it a million times. About 4 years ago, I actually got a friend was going to let me jump on his private jet home from Phoenix.
Go ahead.
But I still was nervous about when we'd land, so I found out we were going to scheduled to land somewhere between 4 and 5, and that made me nervous. So I spoke to the guy that runs all the private jets in the country. He told me the Super Bowl is the biggest night of the year for private jets.
Of course.
There's at least 300 in whatever town that's in. He said, you should land at 4, but I can't promise you that you will. So I said, I can't do it.
Right.
I got to be here.
That's right. You missed out on the Super
And
Bowl.
I can
wanna
tell you
go.
something I've been trying to do. I want to go to the Australian Open.
Well,
We're working during
why
that
don't
time.
you go? Take
it's
a personal
million
day.
miles away. I could never get back.
You know,
here.
Scott, which way do you want it? Do you want to be a player on the show and be important on the show? Or do you want to play it that you're so
course.
inconsequential that you can leave? Like, if Robin said to me, listen, Howard, I love the show and everything, but I've got to see the Australian Open. I would tell her you're out of your fucking mind. I need somebody here working with me.
Okay, I got an answer. I'm not bitching about.
You had an answer
I didn't have
20
an
times
answer.
ago.
Can I just say one more thing, Howard, just for Scott? And I do mean this as a friend. You know that you've been butting heads with Tim and management about stuff here. Do you think when stuff like that's going on, it's a good time to say, can I take 2 days off when you're trying to show them your importance here and that we do need you?
He wants it both ways. I'm unimportant.
No, I wanted an answer, an official.
But
yes,
writing
no.
me is, no offense, I'm not trying to sound like some kind of asshole, but like, you know what? If I work at Microsoft, let me say something. I got a brother-in-law who works at Microsoft. He doesn't have Bill Gates' home email, and he doesn't sit there and fucking hassle him. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand that.
About his personal days. That's something Gary handles here. That's his job. Okay. I wouldn't have Gary. If I want people contacting me, what do I need him for, those big teeth?
Wow. I had no idea.
Oh, you don't even know what goes on. You're protected. You were off in England during the death of Steve Jobs.
You're protected from assholes like me.
You're not an asshole.
Sorry, I asked a question. I mean, that's all I was trying. That's all I was trying to do. Was ask a question.
I want to be home with my wife.
I mean, okay.
All right, you know. By the way, how'd that go when you got home last night?
I'm not making any comments.
Yes, dear.
Really?
Bad
It
night?
wasn't good?
He is a jerk.
We asked him about it first thing this morning, and
What did he
was
say?
stoic. He said, everything's fine. I said, did you sleep on the couch?
That I'm
He
interested in covering.
Well, of course.
Yeah, we sent some cameras there.
I said, did you sleep on the couch? He's like, I never sleep on the couch. I was like, well, did you sleep in a different room?
I sleep in a box in the garage.
What did he say? He's the Lord of the Manor. Of course he is.
He said the floor was a little hard.
I am the king of my castle.
You had to sleep in a different room?
No.
Oy vey.
Well, what was the problem?
I slept in another state.
The problem?
Yeah, was there a problem?
You didn't do anything wrong.
Well, no, I didn't think so. I mean, people piled on in the wrap-up show, too, and...
Well, I don't know anything about that.
Ralph and Richie, and so that I didn't think was fair. So, yeah, I mean, when you get involved with people on this show, things, can go wrong.
Right, absolutely, but you're not to blame. Listen, your wife decided to call in. Who told her to do that? That was crazy. I love if your wife called in every day, I'd be happy.
I know.
Then you could go bowl, because then I'd have her.
I wouldn't be happy.
I'd hire her in a minute.
I wouldn't be happy.
Right.
But people on the wrap-up show suggested callers that I didn't defend my wife.
Oh, really?
I thought that,
Well, how are you supposed to defend her? She was doing fine on her own.
That's what I said.
She's a firecracker.
That was my answer.
She didn't need you to defend her.
Well, I defended her when I thought she needed defending. When things got a little out of hand, I said, they accused her of wanting to leave early. I said, that was me. I had to leave early.
Right.
Wasn't her. She didn't have anything to do with that.
You're a beaten man. You can't bowl, and you got to go home and
got to go to Vegas and bowl.
Right.
Please.
Yeah. So she was mad at you, but why was she mad at you? Who knows?
She was a little upset. But
did you argue, or you just gave up?
You know how it goes.
Right.
I'm not gonna,
I'll go straight to the attic.
I'm not gonna.
Listen.
Please let me go bowling.
I know you love. I know you love bowling.
Send me away for a week.
I know you love bowling.
I do.
I know you do.
Yeah, I do. And
but listen, the Howard TV guys told me it was the most boring week.
For them,
of
it was
lives.
boring. The TV
show to me was boring.
Okay,
no offense.
that's cool.
I mean, watching you bowl. I'd rather watch Wendy. I'd rather put the resources into Wendy the retard bowling. If the PBA wants to put her on that tour,
yeah, maybe I'll bring them out there.
Right. But,
no, I get it. It's not exciting. It really. I mean,
it's
That's
terrible.
why bowling is having a problem.
I mean, but if you're asking me, and I don't like to get involved in this, but I would rather have my engineer here with me than hear that you're off bowling, which I can't really do anything with.
Okay, that's fine.
It would be another thing if you were top of the PGA Tour, and if you don't go, you're going to miss $100 million payday.
And you know what was weird? Like, the whole premise was that, like, Scott's a good enough bowler that maybe he'll win the whole thing.
No.
And not only didn't he win the whole thing, like
he wasn't even qualified.
He was just sort of at the bottom. He wasn't the worst bowler. He wasn't a great bowler. It was just such a disappointment on every level.
I'm not going to win the whole thing, obviously. Those guys are so good that, I mean, it's.
But we know, and you're boring, and it was
that's
boring.
the only reason to take time off if you're the greatest.
Like, if Scott was bowling naked, okay, then I could see it'd be funny.
All right, then we can work something
once. It doesn't take 80 hours to cover that.
Believe me, no one wants to see me naked.
You know, the words bowling and boring are almost identical, except for 2 letters. Think about it. I've thought about it. Oh, when I got that letter, the email at home.
Your hair must have stood on end.
I was just like, oh, shit. This fucking guy's asking me. I know I told Doug no, or I was thinking about it, but I was
now
like,
I've got a personal
email. And then right after the show, he comes up to me. Hey, did you get my email about bowling? And I was like, Scott, I'm on it. I'm aware of it. But someone will get back to you.
What is it that gets into people around here?
No, I was being pressured for an answer.
They know that they're irritating you.
Right.
But they do it anyway.
I didn't want to irritate
because they know
them.
I'm a nice guy. Most guys would just fire him. That's right. They were just like, they'd say, listen, get him out of here.
Yeah. He asked the question, get him out of here.
Right. No,
I appreciate
you can ask me anything you want, but when it comes to that kind of stuff, that's Gary's job. You know what Gary's job is.
I appreciate you value me as an employee, and you want me here.
Yeah, that's right.
I get it.
Yeah, what are we paying you for?
No, I get it. I understand, and I'm grateful for that.
All right, so go get to work.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, leave it there.
Yeah, leave it there. Get to work. Get passionate. You don't know what goes on. And you saw how he came in?
The way I mean, that was amazing.
It's been festering. Like Uncle Fester.
He looks like an answer.
He looks like Uncle Fester, and he was festering.
Everyone.
I thought his head was going to spin.
That vein popping out scared me.
Yeah, and I mean, you've covered war.
I've seen a lot. I've been to Iraq. I've been to Guantanamo Bay. I have seen a lot. That vein might have scared me more than the streets of Baghdad.
That's right. That's right. When he goes off, he goes off.
Gary, you've seen Scott over the years get in these types of situations.
I haven't seen him this angry since he didn't get his push-up money. I mean, he was screaming. He's like, "Oh, you're a fucking big shit." I was like, "Wow, is he?" I thought maybe Fred was playing a tape or something. I couldn't believe he was yelling at Howard like that about something like this.
Why, it seems like he's cooled down in recent years. He doesn't have these big blow-ups. Why is he so passionate? Like, why is this so important?
Okay, he loves to bowl. It's something that's really, really he loves to do. It would be like his version of bowling is me going on tour with Bruce Springsteen. I can't explain to you why he loves bowling, but he loves it. So I get that. I get that this is something that means a lot to him. But everybody on the show has made a sacrifice for something that means a lot to them. Listen, I missed my best friend's wedding. That's no fucking bullshit. My best fucking friend, I was in the wedding party, and I missed it because it was the same night that we were doing a pay-per-view, and Howard goes, "I fucking need you here." And I missed my best friend's wedding. These are sacrifices you make, man.
And why doesn't... Because like I was saying, he seems to have learned his lesson with these blow-ups, but this one just... He cannot let it go, and he's that passionate about bowling.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a couple of days away from home. It's fun. It's something that he loves to do. It makes, when he goes there, they treat him like a big wheel. So I understand all the reasons why you'd want to do it. But we have this.
For once, the sad sack is being treated like a king, and
Howard taught me this lesson a long time ago. There was something going on where I was doing an appearance, and the appearance made me late for work, or somehow interfered with something. And Howard said to me, "If we don't have this, there's none of that. If we don't have this show, nobody's going to hire you for fucking appearance. Nobody's going to send you to go bowling. No one's sending you to the Super Bowl. Without this, doing this correctly, all the rest of that shit goes away." And so early on, I learned that this is the most important thing. This is the core of what everything else emanates from.
And all of your passion and all of your drive should be concentrated solely on this foundation, which is the show that...
Yeah, and then everything else is extra that you can pull off. Everything else is gravy.
Howard alluded to the fact that his brother-in-law that worked for Microsoft doesn't have direct access to Bill Gates. Has our staff gotten too comfortable with Howard?
Well, you know what? That's a tough thing. We have a very small staff. We've all been together a long time. Scott's known Howard for 25 plus years, and Howard's given everyone access. You have access to him. You could write him on Lotus Notes. Everyone has access to Howard. So, I wouldn't have done what Scott did, but Howard shouldn't be too surprised when that happens. If you're going to give people access, people are going to abuse it. Howard thinks when you give people access, everyone's going to think like him and respect it. But everybody doesn't respect everything in the world. That's the problem.
So Scott's not necessarily so far off base or so wrong for emailing him directly, but...
No, I think he's wrong for doing it. I think Howard should be surprised. I don't think Howard should be so surprised about it.
And he's also needling everyone around here to begin. I mean, this is where...
Oh, my God. Yeah, no. The news department said to me, everybody knew what was going on. I mean, Scott went to the news department basically drumming up this story so that this would happen, hoping that it would be, let's let Scott go bowling.
And now that it's come on the heels of the fact that, his wife was on the air yesterday, it's kind of like the perfect storm for Scott's anger.
Well, I do not understand why he wants to go bowling.
You know what he was doing to me for weeks? He would try to guilt me to doing more after I said, dude, the door's closed. Just drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. He would say, you know, you really fucked me. You know how much this means to me? Like, yeah, thanks
But how
a lot.
did you
Like,
fuck him? You asked? You didn't make the final decision.
No, I told him he didn't want to hear my advice, and my advice was to drop it. I said, listen,
I don't understand why everybody was afraid to just tell him flat out no. He came to me. No, he came to me.
Just drop it.
Here's the thing. He came to me, and I knew the answer was flat out no. But it was Tim's place to tell it. Even Tim saying, "I would drop this if I were you." I would have said.
But after that, he did.
But I would have said, "We discussed it. We need you here," and the answer's no.
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone's fucking tap dancing
I
around
told him. I said, "Drop it, done."
No, but you said, but nobody said that. I think what he wanted to hear was Howard said no.
Yeah, but that's crazy because 3 people told him basically on behalf of Howard.
No, I get it. I understand. Doug, this is vintage Scott, though, right? I mean, when he gets something in his head,
It means a lot to him. We all get it. But you have a job. If it was a vacation week, this would be no issue. We'd be there, and he'd be there, and he'd be in all his glory. Here he comes. He's going to kill me. He's going right to me. He's going to blame me for everything. Watch him.
Scott.
And what's your problem? Why do you lie on the air? Why do you lie? You never gave me an answer. You never gave me an answer. Why do you lie?
I can't speak on his behalf, but I told you no reply from him.
You told me no reply.
Is no. No reply
to you.
From your email to him means no. Tim told you no. Gary told you no.
Gary never
just
told
don't
me.
take it.
Gary never
Scott, I didn't lie at all. I told you there were no
You told me
response
you didn't get an answer. That's
to
what you told me.
And to me means no. When Howard doesn't reply, if he was into it, he would say yes. So he didn't reply.
Okay.
How do you interpret that? No, drop it.
I interpret that in my world as a no answer.
Did I tell you?
That's how I interpret
Did I tell you?
When somebody doesn't answer, that's not a yes or a no.
Did I tell you 10 times that you asked me to drop it? Did I?
Okay, so I dropped you covering it.
Yeah, but I didn't drop the whole thing, not just Mika. I said just drop the whole
Drop
thing.
TV, drop everything. The PBA was still willing to have me there without any show involvement at all.
I get that it's important to you, but you
let your director go away to fucking L.A. with his wife and take a day off. Okay, is that the same thing or not?
Well, I'm the boss.
You're the boss. Okay, he's the boss. No, he's the boss. Okay, he's the boss. So how come the Pace gets a day off to go with his wife? It wasn't even for him to go to L.A. and get a day off, and everybody's fine with that. But all of a sudden, the bullshit starts when. So don't bullshit me.
Because he doesn't work for me.
You're comparing apples to
You can yell at
oranges.
him about that. You work here. That's a separate company. So you want to yell at him about that? Let him yell at him about that.
I get it, but he's getting on my case about taking the days off.
No, I'm not. I would have no problem. It's not my call. I told you from deciphering
You got no
the
answer.
clear
you told me.
information
You
with
got no answer.
replies.
In my world, no answer is nothing. It's rude. No answer. That's my world.
But
when somebody can't answer you, then it's rude. Okay? If you ask a simple question, if you get a simple question, you get a simple answer. It wasn't a big fucking deal. One question deserves an answer. Okay? I told him he values my employment. All he would have had to say was, in a response, I guess it's 30 seconds is too much time for him. I get it that you like to bowl, but I need you here. You're a valuable employee. Sorry, maybe next time. End of sentence. That would have ended 1 month ago. All I needed was an answer 1 month ago. The whole thing would have been fucking over. I didn't perpetuate it. He did. He did.
That's a valid point.
I didn't.
Okay.
Everybody sent me in a circle.
That's a valid point.
2 more quick things, then I gotta run.
Right.
Richard Christie's new Charred Walls of the Damned album comes out today.
Yeah.
It's called Cold Winds on Timeless Days. Richard will be making some
Does
appearances
he make any
in
money with
Brooklyn
these?
tonight.
He doesn't make any money with this music, does he? Because
I don't think so, but I think he loves doing it, obviously. So.
There were a ton of drums in here yesterday. What was he doing?
I don't know, but I was thinking about Richard. I got a copy of his record.
We ought to play a little bit of it,
And,
shouldn't we?
yeah, I guess. But, it's a funny thing. He's such an accomplished drummer. that if he had just kind of like hooked up with the right band, like he'd be the drummer.
He would never hook up with the right band.
Of course not. But he would be the drummer like in Metallica.
Sure.
There's no doubt he could handle that duty. Like when Lars was here, I wanted him actually to invite Richard up to play because he could handle it. But Lars doesn't have a way of knowing that.
Right.
And I said, if the guy had just gotten into with anybody with any half a talent, you know, Metallica or Led Zeppelin type band or someone big.
Korn, anything.
Korn.
Yeah.
Korn. Robin would be sleeping with him right now. He was in Korn. But he never hooked up. He sat in a garage, I think.
He was in a warehouse, a storage facility.
Yeah, real quick. Let's see our listen. I don't know the names of these songs. Let me see. Here he is. He showed up.
And he writes all of this himself and everything.
He writes them all himself. You know, it's a shame. You're such a talented drummer, but you never could hook up with the right people.
And why not become a session drummer? Why not work with studio?
I've done that before.
Did you ever smell him?
Yeah, who wants to be in a studio with me?
Session.
No, but you know, there's drummers that are a million times better than me that never make it too. Yeah,
I know,
it's just the luck of the draw.
I was just thinking of you, and I know you sit and you write this music.
Thank you.
I don't know where. I mean,
plus I'm here.
Do you
I mean,
get
this
any money
is
for this?
This is the greatest job I would want, better than any
Do you get paid
band.
for this in any way?
Yeah, it's starting to come in a little bit.
Come on, be honest. Did they give you an advance?
Yeah.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay.
But I mean, most of that goes to recording costs. But yeah, it was enough
how
to
much
pay
money
the
did you
band.
make?
Me personally, you know, maybe a few thousand.
$3,000?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
All right, well.
Did you have to share it with Sal since you guys are partners?
No, but I pay the band members and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, is it a band or are these just guys who play behind you because you write everything and
Well, yeah, I write everything and they play it, but I treat it like a band because they're my friends.
Let me hear this. All right, that's very nice. That
Thank
sounds
you.
like Aerosmith a little bit. And reminiscent. It's a little more mainstream.
It's heavy here.
Oh, it does, with that
yeah.
racket.
he's got to start making noise.
Yeah, how old are you again?
37.
Yeah.
Still in my 30s.
This is good. I like this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Fred not good enough to play on your record?
I would be honored.
He's got a different style. I can't handle this.
You don't do this.
I can't handle it.
Right.
I couldn't play it.
You have a nervous breakdown. That's good.
Thank you.
Who's the guy on the guitar?
Jason 𝗛𝗵𝗿, one of my best friends.
Better than Sal?
I don't know about that, no. But he's a good friend.
You had to kill one of them.
Sorry, Jason.
Who's singing?
His name's Tim Ripper Owens. He's the guy they made that movie Rockstar about that sang in a Judas Priest cover band and then joined Judas Priest.
I thought Mark Wahlberg was in that movie.
He plays,
was in that movie.
He plays
he's playing him.
The singer, yeah.
Oh, you mean your friend is who it's based on?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I met a guy the other day told me it was based on him, too. Oh, this just in, breaking news. Scott is in the hallway screaming right now at Tim Sabian.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you maybe should go covering
I got to get out there.
We'll pull tape in a minute.
We were isolating Scott when he was yelling earlier. It was that'll make some good calls.
Yeah, good funny phone calls. Hey, I should play one of Richard's funny phone calls.
Oh, you don't want the music anymore?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Do any of the other songs sound different than that one?
Yeah. How about song 9? I think you would like. It gets right to the point.
Okay. This sounds very busy to me. No, I'm not a music critic.
Yeah, but right here it starts rocking out.
If I was on America's Got Talent, I'd throw you right off the stage at this point. I'd hit that big X, man.
The gong.
Oh, all right. There you go. I understand. It's a heavy metal sound, right?
Yeah.
How many people bought the last album?
I think we did about 25 or 30,000 worldwide. Yeah,
all right.
Worldwide.
How many people are in the world, Robin?
7 billion.
You sold 30,000.
Yeah, but
way to go, Steve Jobs Jr.
Some kid in Indonesia loves us.
Well, we have fans in every
We're
part
going
of the
to Indonesia.
Yeah, we have a tour in someone's living room. This music really touches me.
I get emails from kids in even Iran and countries where they know my music, but they don't know what I do
before
here.
they fly into a building, they're playing this song.
but they'll see pictures of me licking Sal's balls on the internet, and they're like, "What do you do at your job?"
We conquered 3 blocks in Japan. Woof. That's not my cup of tea.
There's a song with a pretty acoustic part at the beginning.
I like a song I can get a massage to and sleep during it.
Wait, this is not your album.
This is. It's not for me, but listen, if your fans are out there, I know they love it.
And thank you for playing it, Howard. I
You
appreciate
write the
it.
words?
Uh-huh.
What are you singing about?
Yeah, heavy stuff, deeper stuff than you would think I am capable of.
All right, I got to take a break. Richard's new album is called what?
Cold Winds on Timeless Days.
Cold Winds on Timeless Days. Charred Walls of the Damned. I was going to say Charles Walls.
Charles Walls.
Charles Walls.
Charles Walls.
Scott, what do you want? Do you want to get fired?
I don't want to.
Do you want to get fired?
Tim, you
want
always
the job?
threaten my job.
Do you want the job?
Always.
Do you want the job?
You always threaten me with my job.
Do you want the job?
Of course I
Do you
want the job. If you think you got to fire me,
then do the job.
You got to. I
Then
do the job. Don't get nasty with me.
Job.
Okay? You're always hanging my job over my head, which is pretty fucking rude. Don't hang my job over my head anymore.
Go to Gary page 1 real quick, and I'm going to play you 3 interesting Scott things in a row.
Gary page 1?
Yeah. We're going to start with him and Tim fighting in the hallway, starting in green.
He's really worked up about this.
Yes.
Bowling. It's driving us nuts.
They have video of this if you wanted it also.
30 seconds is too much time. I get it that you like to bowl, but I need you here. You're a valuable employee. Sorry, maybe next time. And that would have ended 1 month ago.
I wish he'd be in charge of
something. 1 month ago, the whole thing would have been fucking over. I didn't perpetuate it. He did. He said, go to him. You said, go to him. You said, go to him. He said, I'll talk to him. Everybody said, friendly advice isn't an official.
I told you don't do it. Scott, what do you want? You want to get fired?
I don't want to.
You want to get fired?
Tim, you always
want the
threaten
job?
my job.
You want the
always.
job? Do you want the job?
always threaten me with
Do you
my
want,
job.
Do you want the job?
Of course I
You
want
want
the
the
job.
job?
If you think you got to
All
fire
right,
me,
then
then
do the job.
Scott's just
I do
walked
the
by.
job. Don't get nasty with me. Okay?
heard it.
You always hang my job. That's not a funny issue because he always does. Seriously, he always hangs my job.
That
over
is
my
crazy.
head.
You want the job.
This is the 5th time in the last year he's
Well, do you
done
want
that
the
to
job?
No, I don't want the job.
Give him an answer. He wants an answer. He wants an answer like you want it. Just give him an answer. Say, yeah, I want the job.
But he does this to me all the time. He hangs my job over my head.
But does it? Well, I got a different. I got a different.
What do you think it is?
I think that he's nicely trying to tell you that you need to do a better job, or you need to do what you're supposed to be doing.
Wanted around here.
Right. He's saying that we like what you do.
I'm not looking to be a professional. I appreciate everything you do for me. I don't want to argue with anybody. You know me.
No one's mad. Don't worry. You're all right. You're okay. Calm down.
I got more stuff to go over. I'm sorry.
You got enough to worry about.
I do. Believe me.
You gotta make sure your wife doesn't call.
That's why I want to go to Vegas.
Now there's an honest statement.
All right, hold on. We got.
Go ahead. What else you got? Oh, am I on?
You got 45
Scott,
seconds.
don't worry. Everything's all right. No one's taking your job.
Thank you.
Oh, there's so much going on. Scott and Tim were yelling in the hall about the bowling.
Yeah, that's been the topic of the day.
Yeah, they were. Then Scott came to me. Tim's always threatening to take his job, but I said, I don't think he's threatening to take your job, but he wants to know if you want the job. Whole place is a powder keg.
Scott,
Scott, I know you said no answer means no answer in your book.
No answer is no answer.
But in your heart of hearts, did you think that Howard was trying to tell you no?
Yeah, I don't know what's in his head, to tell you the truth.
Do you think he made the comparison to his brother-in-law that works for Microsoft, who doesn't have direct?
Does his brother-in-law deal with Bill Gates or is close to Bill Gates in any way? Does his brother-in-law work for somebody for 26 years and has daily contact with that person? No, I don't think so.
But you don't think you overstepped your bounds at all by
asking a question? No, I don't. Not at all. I don't. I have no problem asking a question and expecting an answer. There's no problem. You know, if somebody is too imbecile or, you know, it's ridiculous to think that they can't answer a question. The whole thing would have been over 1 month ago if I got an answer yes or no. End of deal. Scott, we understand you want to go. We need you here. Sorry. Would have been over. Would I have been happy about it? No. Am I happy about it now that I can't go? No. That's life. But I do think I deserved the proper answer.
How much of this is about your desire to bowl, and how much of is about the disrespect you feel you've received?
Of course I want to bowl, but it's more about the respect of giving me an answer. I mean, it was a thrill to bowl. But as you know, it was boring because you were there. It was boring for other people. Okay, I get it. Don't cover it. You don't want to cover it. I just asked for some time off. I asked a fucking question. If everybody gets out of sorts for a question, you know, just give me the respect of an answer. That's all.
What about Howard's criticism that, you know, you never email him about things that you could do better for the show, or you don't bring that same passion to the show, the foundation?
There was no passion. I emailed him a question. I don't know what the passion is.
Well, he's saying he'd like to, you know, have other emails from you asking, you know, what can I do better? I
send him stuff all the time for the show. I'm always working for the show. He knows that. I send him, I got complimented in a meeting a couple of weeks ago. He knows that I'm always doing work for the show. I send him emails constantly about the show. So I don't know where that came from either.
So it's just all speaks to unfairness and disrespect from your vantage point.
That's how I feel. I mean, yeah, I get it that he appreciates me. That's great, and I love to be appreciated. But, you know, it would have ended a month ago if I would have gotten an answer from somebody. And not as a friendly advice, I advise you to drop it. That's what does that mean? It's that as a threat. To me, that's a threat. Oh, I'd like to give you some friendly advice. That's not an answer.
There's obviously some tension between you and 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗍𝗍. Does this date back to? Does this go much farther back than the bowling?
I'm not going into that.